Here comes David.
Oh, that's why I can't hear you.
Hey, David. How you doing?
Uh, yeah, all right. Just saying, trying to catch us out a little bit there, coming on early.
Yeah, about
Yeah,
9 minutes early, 8 minutes
yeah,
early.
it's over. Oh, good.
Because I could either sit here and stare at the screen or go live, you know?
Gonna be honest, we spend most of our time staring at the screen. So,
Yeah, it's getting ready to rain here. I'm pretty sure it's gonna rain. Pretty sure it's gonna rain.
hey, Jim. Hey, East Coast.
East Coast Jim, how you doing?
Yeah, yeah. After we finished this afternoon, I went into look into Laura's room, made her pack everything all off her shelving units, her old ones, smashed them up, and put some new ones in.
Oh, all right. Kept yourself busy.
TJ. Yeah. Thing is, she's
TJ,
filled them
just the
up.
giggles.
I gave her an extra 12 shelves. Yeah. And she's filled them already.
Well,
Pecking llamas.
she's got what a lot of us have, a little bit of pat rack-itis.
Yes. If we have a corner, she's stacking stuff in it.
Yep. There's a lot of us like that. That's for sure. Okay, TJ. Well, thanks for popping in and say hello. TJ's at work, everybody. He just wanted to
don't,
pop in and say hi.
don't forget to ask for them stickers.
Yep. Hey, Brenda, how you doing? Brenda.
Evening, Brenda. Evening, Frank.
Frank Rizzo.
That's what TJ should do. Get a
What?
T-shirt that's just made out. You know the sticker backs.
Yeah.
Yeah, just one of them made out of that, and walk down the street with a sign saying "Stick a sticker on me."
Stick me.
Yeah, stick it to me.
So how's it going, Dusty? Good, I hope. Jim's here. And Brenda, of course.
Yeah,
The regulars.
They are.
I don't know what time if Dominic's planning on being here or not, and I don't know about Joe,
Um,
depending upon the weather, whether he's flying or what he's doing.
yeah, I don't know. Mark was on my Facebook a minute ago talking about my bloody charity event.
Oh, was he?
Yeah, he's on about coming and watching.
Oh, there you go.
I'm thinking of going the other way.
Well, he could get some good pictures, I'll bet. Yeah.
Oh, don't worry, there's going to be pictures. We've got a freaking media turning up now. I'm going to be on the news.
Brenda said she was making her husband dinner.
Ooh, what you having, Brenda? Anything
Yeah,
vegetarian?
what are you making them?
Yeah, and if it's anything vegetarian, how long would it be till I get round? Laura just made me pizza and chips.
Did what?
She made pizza and chips.
Pizza and chips?
Well, what you call fries,
Oh,
we call
okay.
chips. Yeah.
David, where's one for others?
That boat seems to be very high out of the water, doesn't it? I'm
Yeah,
listing a bit.
it's up on it. Just came out of the harbor.
Yeah, they're having a good shot at the engine. All the water coming out of it. I'm
Well,
guessing
that's
he's empty.
the prop under the back there.
Yeah, I'm guessing he's empty then. Being that high up.
He probably's got a little bit of ballast, but he's probably mostly empty. Yes.
Yeah,
They usually don't go fully empty because they need the ballast to keep them.
yeah. Stop and rocking.
Yep. Yeah, Jim. Brenda is usually always the first. That's for sure.
Nothing wrong with that.
Somebody's got to be first.
Got to remember, she's taken the place of J. Is it JDS who used to come in and go first, or JD?
Yeah, it was JD, I think.
Yeah, one of them used to come in and go first.
Yep.
Even though they was like halfway through the stream or just ending, they were still first.
Boone had his dinner and he's laying down here right next to me.
Oh. Is that his bed then? His little rug? Little blanket. He looks well wiped, doesn't he? Yep. He's definitely zoned out. Jim asked if there's been any ships today. There you go. It was JDS, not JD.
Oh, it's JDS? Okay.
Yeah. And Jim asked if you'd had any ships today.
Yeah, I got 2 or 3 today so far.
How you doing, JD, anyway?
Yeah, JD, what's new and exciting with you?
Wonder where Captain Joe is.
I don't know, and I don't know where Dominic is either, but it's early there. I don't know what time of the morning it is.
Yeah, I think Dominic's probably been up about an hour and a half. Off to get his 7-Eleven coffee.
Yeah, he's got to check on the girls too. He's got them all on the stroll.
Why do my birds have to chew the perches they're sat on? It isn't going to end well. 4 seconds, 4 seconds. It's 10 p.m. in the UK.
Oh, yeah, 5 hours difference. Yeah. Let me check the weather and see how it's gonna.
Ooh, looking a bit red,
Yeah,
isn't it?
little bit sketchy, right?
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Maybe a little bit less sketchy, just more wet.
Yeah. It gets wet just about 6 o'clock Eastern. 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, and then there it's getting pretty dark.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that.
It looks like a little mooming
That's at
sort of over the top here.
that's at 7:30 p.m.
Mate, if it's anything like the UK, they predict all this rain and we never get it. Here he is.
Morning, all. Good
Hey,
evening.
G'day.
Dominic.
How
G'day,
are you?
mate. Well,
So what's
good.
new?
Nothing much.
Okay.
Oh, McDonald's ran out of food today.
They did what?
No,
They ran out of food this morning.
no.
Yeah, we went into town, and the plan was to go to the pound shop, then to McDonald's, and then to Laura's mum's. Well, we went to the pound shop, but they couldn't accept bank card, cash only. So we went to the cash machine, and they were out of cash. So
Oh.
the pound shop was out of limits. And then we went to McDonald's, and the worker went, "Sorry, we're out of burgers and fries." So I was like, "You're taking a piss?
What the
It's
hell?
11 o'clock in the bloody morning."
Yeah.
They were
Wow.
going to have a
Yeah,
hell of
you
a
sound
quiet
like,
Friday.
You sound like you're having my kind of day, you know?
Save me a few quid. And probably a dodgy stomach. Brenda wants you to send the rain to her.
Yeah, she's been praying for rain for quite a while.
Yep, we need to box it up and send it on.
Yep, I'll send you mine. Hello, Jim. Hello, Brenda. JD, Dusty, and whoever else I missed.
What are your daytime temperatures like at the moment? Dominic?
We're surprisingly high. We're in the low 20s. We're not supposed to be low 20s. We're way above average.
Well, we're going into mid-20s this next week. We're not even, but we're not supposed. Again, we're not supposed to be there either. We're supposed to be around about the 15s.
Yeah. we're supposed to be around, 17, 18. Yeah.
Mudball wants to know if McDonald's has a quarter pounders. What do they kind of go for? What kind of price?
I'm not sure the quarter pounder, is it now? Just a minute. Laura, how much is the quarter pounder in McDonald's? About £5 on its own. Didn't think it was that much.
So how much is £5 in American dollars?
Hey Google, how much is £5 in American dollars?
£5 is approximately $6.66.
$6.66.
Yeah, so that's
Interesting.
about the same that it is here. Because if you get
Interesting numbers there.
if you get a quarter pounder, that's a big burger. Because I
Yeah.
usually I don't go very often, but if I go, I just get a cheeseburger.
Shit,
I cannot see why the quarter pounder though is that expensive when you can get a Big Mac for £1.99.
Oh, really? You can get a Big Mac for that price?
Yeah.
Well,
Hey, Google,
I think it's because
How much is £1.99 in
Oh,
US
no.
dollars?
Okay, I guess maybe a joke doesn't
$2.65.
translate in text.
$2.65.
British money, pound. Okay, so McDonald's, do they have the quarter
Oh,
pound?
yeah, I get it now.
How much do they cost?
50p.
If it's more than a quarter pound, then they're cheating you.
25p, yeah.
That's false advertising.
Well, I got the feeling David's used to that.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, I think the joke did get lost in translation.
Yeah,
Just
Yeah.
there it is. Right, you still got that. Recycling bins in your kitchen.
I wouldn't throw it in a recycling bin.
It's not
We're in
recyclable.
America. We don't use recycling bins. We just chuck it in the regular trash can and say, take it.
Yeah. We got 4 different bins here.
Okay, so that
And
is
unbelievable.
Don't even talk about bins here. 2
Yeah.
weeks in a row now, they've not emptied our communal bins. That communal area is getting over and overcrowded because there's 18 flats dumping the shit in there.
Oh, no.
Someone tried to chuck a sulfur in there. That ain't going in.
David, I wouldn't throw that away. That was a gift, and I appreciated it.
And the next bin day is next Thursday. But now they're not going to take that rubbish out of there because they're changing the bin system. We've now got to have general waste in black bags, but if there's one can or one plastic carton in there, they ain't taking it.
Really?
Yep. I want to see the bin men going through them bloody bin bags, checking. I'm going to stand there and go, did you check that bag? And I'm going to smear the bag in tomato sauce. Did you check that bag? Come on, get it checked.
My gosh. All right, so
See how long that lasts.
where'd my black marker go? There it is. Okay. Got creative. And I think this week has really made my brain.
Hey, Donald,
No,
I got a
yeah.
question for you.
Yeah,
Does that clock up on the wall work?
if you put a battery in it, yeah.
Okay, because it says it's like 5:30, and I'm going, I don't think so. I don't think so.
Yeah, 5:30, yeah.
That's what I call an aspirational clock.
Okay.
That if I look at that clock, I can drink it anytime during the day.
It's whatever time you want it to be.
Hey, it's
It's right
5:30.
twice a day.
It's
It
5:30.
is
I can
right.
have a drink.
Yeah, stop swearing,
Yeah, but-
Dominic.
Again, it's right twice
Stop
a day.
swearing.
Twice a day, right?
Yeah, I've got my fingers as well. Guys, back in 5.
Okay.
But yeah, Did that.
So Dominic, what's on your itinerary for today?
Hopefully not much.
Good.
Yeah,
The girls are behaving themselves. You don't have to give them
Yeah.
a pep talk.
yeah, definitely.
Okay.
Maybe a trip to the shops is enough for me, and then a couple of naps.
Okay. Well, you don't have to explain that to me because I feel the same way, Dominic.
Yeah.
Well, our rain held off here, so that means I don't have an excuse not to get out and mow the lawn at 5 o'clock.
Okay. You're just hoping for that rain, aren't you?
It's not coming. Well, actually, ooh, that looks like a nice dark cloud.
Oh, okay.
Let me take a look and see what's going on. I really need to mow though. Dandelions have popped up and are insane. Today, even though it's cloudy, it's showing no rain. It says cloudy conditions expected around 5 p.m.
Oh, okay.
Wind gusts are up to 12 miles an hour.
Oh,
Tomorrow we have rain, and I was planning on getting out tomorrow. I checked the other day, and pokeweed is coming up, and it's probably this week I should get out and harvest some.
oh.
There's my
Oh.
evening.
Yeah. Oopsies.
Dominic, do you have any local plants down there that people go out and harvest some to eat? Any type of foraging plants?
Generally rocket. As in that, the peppery sort of lettuce type. That's the only
No.
thing people. You don't know what rocket is?
Uh-uh.
Oh, okay.
And is that a naturally growing plant in Australia?
It must be, but I thought rocket was it was something that other people knew, unless it's known by something different. But it's a peppery sort of lettuce. It's a very thin, peppery sort of lettuce.
And it grows wild there.
Yeah.
I mean, we have dandelions around here that you can harvest dandelion greens.
Yeah,
Arugula.
Sorry. Okay. It's a different
Okay, yeah,
name.
I know arugula. We don't have it growing wild.
I know, yeah, I know what arugula is, but I'm just saying I didn't realize that you didn't refer to it as rocket.
So
Okay.
so it grows wild down there, and you guys can just go out and find it along fence lines and stuff.
Yeah.
Awesome. So that's
We do have dandelions.
Yeah. So that's kind of like poke greens, finding it but poke greens can be poisonous and arugula can't. So you guys are probably a little bit smarter than I am.
Yeah.
But hell, I'm just a hillbilly. And I did notice May apples are coming up like crazy in the woods here.
Okay.
And it's a poisonous plant. The leaves are poisonous, the roots are poisonous, the stems are poisonous. The fruit is poisonous until it's ripe.
Oh, okay.
And when it's
That's
ripe,
a gamble.
no, you wait till it's ripe. And when it's ripe, and I've seen the fruit and it disappears because the animals get to it before I've gotten a chance to get it. But I've always heard about May apples, and they're supposed to taste like Starburst.
Oh, okay.
And so these woods I go to, where I'm going to go harvest the poke greens, I was over there the other day and walked through there, and there are stands of May apples, and they're really short plants.
Yeah.
But stands of them growing all over, a ton of them. And it's like, I might have a good chance of getting some this year. They flower
okay.
in May. They're called May apples, but they just flower in May. They don't come
And
ripe
that's probably why they're
until like
called May
August.
apples. Yeah.
When
But they're
do
not
they
ripe in,
when do they become right, Don?
around August.
August, okay.
Yeah. I would call them August apples if it was me, but they
Yeah.
look like little tiny lemons.
Okay. Interesting.
I've only seen them look like little tiny limes, and then the box turtles come in and get them.
Ah, fascinating. No, we don't have. Trying to think of what, because I'm in a because I'm in a very inner suburban area.
Hmm.
We do have a lot of gardens and areas, public areas like that. But
That's
because I'd
different.
say, but because we're in that inner suburban area, I'm not going to really see that sort of thing. I'd have to
Yeah.
go rurally to do that.
Yeah, go out and find wild growing.
And
I was
being
just
a
curious if you guys had anything like that down there, or if you just assume everything is out to kill you in Australia, so you leave it alone.
Now,
yeah, yeah,
is there
everything
such a
is out
thing
to
as a
kill me.
wild tomato?
Do
I
what?
don't know
Is
about
there
that
such
one.
a thing as a wild tomato?
I'm sure there is. They had to
Yep.
come from somewhere.
Yes.
They're
You'll
they're a
find,
member of the nightshade family.
yeah,
Yeah,
and you'll find most tomatoes grow next to railway lines because of people eating the seeds in the sandwiches and then going for the poop and getting dumped off the
Oh,
train.
Really?
yeah,
Obviously, it
I
doesn't happen as much now, but back in the day,
well, someone told me about something recently where some really strange things grow. I can't remember now. But we've got a huge lettuce farm right next to a treatment sewage plant. But it's a commercial lettuce farm where they grow lettuce, cabbage, and
okay.
it's a huge farm. But if you don't drive past it, it stinks. Actually, I'd rather drive past the sewage plant than the cabbage farm.
Well, there's lots of stuff that you can forage down there.
Hmm.
You guys have fennel and you have dandelion, of course,
Yeah,
but you have a bunya tree,
yeah,
and apparently a bunya is a native tree with enormous nuts.
yeah.
Oh, blackberries.
Yep.
Oh, blackberries should come ripe in around July here.
Okay. Trying to
And
think
I've
of when
got
they can.
I've got a few places where I can go find. I know
Well,
where to
I
go
used to
harvest
have
that.
when I was growing up in the backyard, I had an apple tree and a cherry tree.
Now, I'm looking here. The bulrush. It looks a lot like a cattail, what we call a cattail.
Yeah. Bulrush. Yeah. There's a lot of
And
that out in the
and
scrubs.
if it's like the cattail, when those are young and just coming up before they get all fluffy,
Yeah.
when those are still young and green, you can cut those off and cook those and eat them like corn on the cob.
Hmm.
Wow.
Paw fruits.
You're full of a whole bunch of ideas for living in the wild.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
You guys have mulberry trees. Those are always fun to find.
Hey, Mark.
Hey, Mark.
Paw.
Oh, and of course, wood sorrel. Pawpaw.
Yeah. Yeah. Just JD's talking about paw.
Pawpaw, if he's talking about the American fruit, it's the largest American native fruit. And there are a few trees down in the wet areas down by the local creek here.
Hmm.
That problem is we're right on the edge of where they grow and
Yeah.
fruit naturally, and so you don't get them every year. You get them every once in a while.
So they like the hotter weather. Is that what they?
No, it's just they grow more to the eastern coast. They grow
Okay.
from here, like Missouri east.
Mm.
Missouri, Mississippi, and that kind of stuff.
Hmm. Um, who was it? The Lewis and Clark expedition. Uh, in their journals, they tell an account of coming across pawpaw trees when they were running low on food, and they came across these pawpaw trees right as they were coming into fruit, and it let
Mhm.
them actually everybody just gorge themselves, let them actually eat some food, and they're nice. They're kind of starchy, but also sweet. So they got the sugar, they got and let them actually finish out the expedition relatively strong.
Mm.
Well, I would imagine the American Indians used to eat them, right?
Yeah.
Hey, Mark.
Hello.
Paul,
Hey,
Dominic,
Mark, you're
Hey,
not.
Yes, JD. They
You're
Dominic.
not going
they
to.
call pawpaws the hillbilly bananas. Yeah, they're a lot like uh, what bananas used to be before we bred them to be without seeds, where you would
Mm.
open the banana and there'd be big seeds in it, and that's kind of how the pawpaw is. It's got the fleshy fruit,
Um,
but big seeds that you have to get past.
Donald, the banana is the seed.
Technically speaking.
No,
Yes.
no,
Look it up. The banana is a seed.
you cannot plant a banana.
It is still a seed.
Oh, whoa, 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 whoa! You can plant
And
a
you-
banana. It doesn't mean it's going
Yeah.
to grow, but you can plant
Well, there's natural versions of banana.
it.
No, the banana. If you look it up, the banana is a seed.
No, a banana contains seeds.
No, it is a
Banana.
seed.
Well, okay, keep saying it,
Oh,
but
we're
you're
going to
not
have to
right.
go to. I think
The
we're going to
flesh,
have to go to
the
the
flesh
internet
of the
here.
banana
You
is the
you can
skin.
say it as much as you want, but if the banana was a seed, then there would
Oh.
be no such thing as a seedless banana, and that's what we normally eat. Bananas
No,
have
the fact that
seeds.
the banana can
They
split
have big
into
seeds
three
all the way
segments
down them
inside it.
inside the fruit.
No.
Dominic,
No, but yes.
Dominic, settle this.
Wait, I can
Uh,
settle this. I can settle this.
I've put it into ChatGPT. Short
Uh-huh.
answer, no. The
No.
banana itself is not a seed. The fruit of the banana, it's the fruit of the
Echo.
banana plant. But
Banana
here's the twist:
or a fruit.
A
inside
banana is actually a berry.
yeah, but it says here, here's the twist: inside a wild banana, you will find a big hard seeds. The banana we eat, though, the Cavendish
That's
variety,
yeah,
has been cultivated to be seedless.
which is
So those
exactly what I
X-ray
said.
specks
Which is exactly what I said. The
you
banana
see in the
itself is not the
center
seed.
are the
The banana
remnants.
is they're not considered
So-
seed. They have seeds.
Yeah, so technically speaking, both are right.
Botanically, look to the left here on Wikipedia. Banana is an edible fruit, botanically a berry.
Yes.
And in the wild varieties that are not the Cavendish like we have, or there was the other version, I cannot remember what the name of it, that had blight, but it contains the natural plant contains seeds, but it is a
Yeah.
fruit that contains
It
seeds.
says
It is not
the remnants of the
in
seeds,
itself.
but they are sterile and cannot grow a new plant.
Oh yeah, the versions
the
we eat.
banana is basically a clone and possibly the world's tastiest clone. So that's what I got from ChatGPT.
I thought that was that sheep, Dolly.
Yeah. So it basically says that the Cavendish version is seedless.
Yes,
That other wild
and
bananas
they are.
have
The problem
hard
about it
seeds.
is
Contain
because
the
it's
seed.
seedless. The other type of banana we had, I don't remember what it was called, but when you have like banana flavored candy, they based that
Yeah.
flavor off of a different breed of banana or different type of banana, and it because it was monoculture, it developed disease, and the crops were almost wiped out. And then the Cavendish became popular because it was resistant to that disease. Well, because
Exactly.
it is now monoculture, it is under threat of being wiped out again. But we're hoping, humanity is hoping to use genetic splicing to get the best of both
That's
worlds.
what we do with a Cavendish.
There are
Because-
several different types of bananas.
Yes,
There are.
I mean, you have
Cavendish
you
is
have
the most
the very
popular.
small.
That's what we're talking about.
You have the small ones that are only about 2 inches long.
Ladyfingers.
Plantains, which are giant ones.
Mhm.
Yeah,
What do they call the little ones?
ladyfingers.
They do
I don't know.
call
You might call it
small
something
bananas
different.
ladyfingers. Oh,
Yeah, you might call it something different over there. We call it ladyfingers.
Okay.
now are
let
they
me-
soft like a full size one, or are they hard?
I think ladyfingers over here are what they call okra.
now, can I help? Can I help you now?
Okay, go
If-
ahead, David.
Right. A fruit, the seeds grow inside. A vegetable is the seed. There you go.
That's like apple and oranges. They got seeds inside.
Yes.
That all depends on which vegetable, because you've got root vegetables that aren't seeds.
Yeah,
I agree, Jim. Bananas are fruit.
It's only beans
Yes.
and peas.
so is a tomato. There.
Yes.
Tomato's a fruit
Tomato is
too.
a fruit.
Yeah.
It's only beans and peas that are seeds.
So that means you put tomato
Well,
in a fruit salad.
actually, a potato is a seed.
Yeah, but
You
you
plant
put
a
tomato
potato
in a
peel
salad.
in.
It's
So
a
that
root.
means you would put
It's not.
tomato in a fruit salad.
Actually,
Seed.
a
Tuber.
potato, yeah, it's a tuber.
It's
It's
root
still a type
vegetable.
of seed. You
Uh,
need it. You need it to grow more, right?
But it's not a
If you
seed.
grant, you can plant a potato peeling, just a slice, and actually grow 7 potatoes from that one little slice.
I'll be
Yeah, as
back.
long as
I'm
you
gonna go and
have
get
an
my
eye.
breakfast.
As long as you have an eye and enough of the
Yeah.
potato to provide sustenance for that eye to actually root
Provide the roots. Yeah,
and sprout.
Sprout.
But that doesn't make it a seed.
But
It does.
a tuber
seed
is a,
sprout.
so it's
Well,
basic.
now what do you consider corn as?
That's a seed.
Yes,
That's a
corn.
vegetable, but corn.
Corn is a grass.
I don't know. I don't
But
know. She does
it's-
tell Porky. She does grass you
I'm
up.
pretty
Yeah,
su-
quite
I'm
often.
pretty sure corn is considered a type of grass.
It's
Yeah, she does grass you up every now and again. She's also a nag, but you know.
isn't it called arable?
A what?
Arable.
I tell you what, corn is a freaking nuisance. It's the only substance I know you can eat and mush up into little scrunches, little bits, and when you poop it out, it comes back out as a whole. It's like how something inside you jigsaw puzzles it back together. It's like
No,
what?
no. Corn is the Deadpool of vegetables.
Yeah.
It has incredible healing factors.
Yeah. It's the only thing that goes in one way and comes out the same way.
I guess actually it's a cereal.
Yeah,
Corn.
corn. You can
It's-
count as a cereal, yeah.
If you fry it, yeah. Well, you don't fry it. You grill. You
Well, it'd be a grain.
oven bake it.
the type of plant is called a cereal.
Yeah, like
Corn,
wheat
maize,
or
wheat, rye. Although rye is more often known as a grass, isn't it?
Mhm.
Yes. Hey, Mark, there's a football game for you to watch tomorrow.
Yeah, Droylsden.
No, Luton Town versus Coventry. It's on at 12:30 on Sky Sports. Yeah, but Luton Town haven't got any kits because their laundry room went up in smoke tonight.
All right. Cereals are grasses that are cultivated for their edible grains, while grass refers to the broader plant family that includes cereals.
Okay.
It's very educational on here.
It is.
Yeah.
And it all comes from me asking Dominic if there's anything he can go grab out of the ground and eat.
Well, yeah.
But that means the grasshopper then is a cereal hopper.
Anything that he can go grab out of the ground and eat and survive.
Funnel web spider. Witchetty grub.
Oh yeah, I guess that's true. I was thinking like a plant based.
Well, he won't be able to grab a banana out the ground because they grow up in a tree.
No, they don't. They grow on a stalk.
Yes, a banana is not a tree.
Wait, oh, I'm sorry, but when I've seen stalks flying around, I've not seen any bananas hanging off them.
Banana does not grow on a tree. It is a lot of leaf stalks wrapped around each other.
Lady Del Rey.
That means bananas are illegal. Because stalking's illegal.
It's marine.
Oh crap, it's gonna be raining. You know what's upbound? About 2 hours out
What's coming?
Go on.
is the Viking Octanus, a great big cruise liner from the ocean.
Oh,
That's gonna be hard to fly.
Oh, you can't have that over here. It's too bent.
I've got
Yeah. Very difficult.
Fine.
Like
part of
propellers
my breakfast.
big enough.
You remember?
Yeah.
You remember when that was a one of them what do you call it? Misleading stories where cucumbers and bananas had to be straight to be in the European Union.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
what?
Oh,
yeah. The European Union decided in their wisdom that bananas and cucumbers should be straight rather than curved.
I don't know.
It makes them easier to pack and
No.
ship.
Yeah, it does.
Right, but actually, it was never ever a law or a story or anything. It was made up to feed Brexit.
It was an urban
works.
legend, obviously.
Yeah.
There you go, Dominic. That's right there. That's the ship right there, Viking
Okay.
Octanus.
So that's got to go all the way upward.
See, I'm up here.
Yeah, I know that. That's what I mean. That's a couple of hours.
Yeah, but he's got like 4 hours of rain coming his way.
Yeah.
So
So what
what's
you
it,
do is you drive all the way down.
has it got to go? Is it going past Niagara Falls?
No, it's going northbound.
I was
So
just
it's already been.
It's
I was
already
wondering
been
if-
past Niagara Falls.
yeah, I was
Yeah.
already
Niagara
wondering if
Falls is
going
way,
past
way
Niagara
down.
and then turning round to go back out to sea again.
No, it's actually going up north. Here's where I think it's going to go. It's either going to go up here to Traverse City or one of these coastal towns. It could be just going to Mackinac Island too, because Mackinac Island is a big resort place. There's Mackinac Island.
Mm-hmm. Well, it is a cruise ship, so it's probably going to head
Yeah,
towards places like that.
Yeah, but if it's an ocean-going cruise ship, where does it come from then?
The ocean.
Yeah. Good point.
It came. I'll show you the route it came in. It came out of the ocean here, came up around this way, down here, and here is Niagara Falls right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's come in from the ocean.
In
It's
from the
coming
ocean,
from, yeah.
comes
in
down
from
here to
the ocean.
Lake Erie. Up,
In from the ocean, went to Niagara Falls, and is heading towards port.
Then it's got to turn around somewhere in a piece of water big enough for it to turn around.
oh well, this
Before
water
it
is big.
Back out.
That looks
yes.
big enough.
Yeah, it's there isn't a problem turning it around, especially we've got
That'd be
we got a lot of big tugs
I was
too.
gonna say that'd be Lake Huron then, wouldn't it?
Yep, this is Lake Huron.
I want to have been on it though when it went through Niagara Falls.
And the other place they go sometimes in the summer, they go over to Duluth, which is on Lake Superior.
Okay.
And then around here to Chicago, which is Lake Michigan.
Hmm. Hmm.
But he's doing, what was he doing?
And Viking are a European company, aren't they?
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah, it's visiting the lakes in the summertime, in the summer season, because they don't use them as much in the summertime down in the Caribbean. So that's why they come up here. And it's doing 10.1 knots, which I don't know how many miles an hour that is, but
How fast they going?
Getting on for 12.
10.1 knots.
That's around 10 miles an hour.
No, it's
12 or 13?
a knot is
1.1 something, isn't it?
1.1. So
Oh, yeah, 1.1,
knot
1.2,
is
yeah.
11 and a bit.
11.26 miles per hour.
Yeah.
Oh, and don't forget to put a little star, because it's 6666666.
Yeah.
Recurring.
Yeah.
Jim said that you mentioned cattails, Don, so I was just relaying of an experience when I was a little boy.
1.15.
It kept,
Yeah.
I'll keep it to myself though.
Yeah, I don't know why. It wasn't like I was ignoring. He mentioned that, yeah, they ate. He's talking about them. We were talking about how they're edible.
Yeah, cattails.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. That's fine.
Yeah,
In-
and he was
as
talking
in-
about that with some sassafras, I believe, is one of his
What?
deleted.
As in Vegemite's tail.
I've never heard
Cat's tail.
I've never heard of bulrushes being referred to as cat's tails.
Yep, that's just something we.
Well, I would imagine the
Or
indigenous Indians back in the day used to eat a whole bunch of that different kinds of stuff.
Yeah, but I don't know
Yeah.
whether actually what we would call bulrushes. Because I don't
We
think
obviously call things different to what you call, and then
I
what the
don't-
Americans call.
I don't think
I
bulrushes
didn't.
are edible.
I don't remember saying that was too much information. I thought that was kind of cool. They made cattails,
Johnny.
bullfrog legs, and sassafras tea.
Jim says a knot is when you didn't tie your shoelaces properly.
And if you get early enough in the year, you
No,
can,
it's not.
The actual root of a cattail is a good source of starch. It's a little fibrous, but you can get out and you can get some nutrition out of the roots.
Well,
Well, the other thing too, Don, I don't know if you've noticed this or not, but I noticed anytime you get any of those wild kind of like cattails or any kind of those, you got to be real cautious because down at the base of them could be a bee's nest.
well, it's unlikely that you would find a bee's nest at the base of a bulrush.
Yeah, that's
only
just
grows
in the water.
It only grows in water.
Well,
Yeah.
because I remember when I was about 7 years old, the fence on the north side of the schoolyard, I was coming up there and I stepped on something, and all of a sudden I was swarmed, and by the time I got home, I was blown up like a balloon.
Then that
Stepped on
was-
a nest
that
of
was
ground
wasps-
bees. Sounds
that
like
was wasps.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wasp
And
and
that,
nettle.
tell you what, them two bolts are going some, aren't they, out there?
ground wasps.
Well, that's Coast Guard boat.
We had a colony of wasps that were burrowing into the sand
That's the Bristol Bay.
of
So,
the.
Jim, we have some sassafras that grows around here that I've come across a few times, but it doesn't grow very prolific around here.
Do,
But
do
I'd
you-
like to find some because I would like to harvest some of the sassafras leaves in the early spring.
to make
and make-
sassafras tea?
No, you grind it, and that is what's called filet powder. So if you're going to make gumbo, you need filet powder,
Oh, okay.
and that's just ground sassafras leaf.
Well,
And the younger, the better.
sassafras tea, does it have sassafras in it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Don't let Paul fool you. He ran home and he was blown up like a balloon because he was eating Boston creams.
That was way back in the past when I didn't understand Boston creams.
Oh, you were eating something, guaranteed.
When I was a kid, we used to go over to the bakery about a
Hey,
mile
everybody.
from here, and we'd get I don't know what you call them, but they were they like a long donut with white frosting on top.
Yeah, it's
It's
called
a
a
quart urine cream.
donut.
No. Don't have nothing.
Oh, Long Johns, they called them Long Johns.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought long johns were what you wore in the winter.
Yeah,
Still just called a donut over here, no matter what shape it is.
Actually, Long John's is a person called John that's been run over by a steamroller.
Yeah.
And you got Long John Silver, which does a lot of fish.
Long John Silver was a pirate.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we've got over here Long John Silver's, which is like a Burger King or like a
Well, it's a
McDonald's.
fish joint. It's a fast food fish joint, and
Yep.
it's pirate themed.
Oh, okay. We call it a chippery or FNC.
Yeah, it's I am loath to say that they sell fish and chips.
That's what it
It is fast food fish.
Yep.
It's a chippy.
Ah,
Chippy. We call them FNC over here. Because we love abbreviating everything.
Fish and chips. Yeah.
Yeah. Fish
I-
and chips. Yeah.
I have
It's
not
just-
had.
We just call them chippies. That's it.
Yeah.
I have not eaten at Long John Silver's in forever. We used to have one that was the lower rent version of that called Captain D's, but we always called it Captain Grease.
Yeah.
Now,
That-
fish and chip shops
that was
are
pretty
nearly
spot-
on every fucking road over here,
Yeah,
Yeah.
especially in the seaside towns.
Yeah.
it's been a
And
while
most-
since I've
most
had
of-
just a nice piece of fish with some malted vinegar.
Yeah.
Most
Yeah.
of the
Yeah. I'll
Chinese-
agree.
Only way to eat it.
I don't have any. Stop.
It's very rare you find a proper English chippy nowadays.
I don't know. There's
Word
loads.
to know.
Well, there is down here,
There is none. Go.
but a lot of
We
them are
should
now
just-
franchises. They're being taken
Oh, no.
over.
Oh, they're just all Chinese here.
Oh, we have our
Yeah.
Chinese restaurants, but we still have a lot of chippies.
Mm.
Yeah, but the
See, we don't.
the chippies are all Chinese up here.
No, we don't have Chinese chippies. We only have chippies, and we have the Chinese. What are you going to do with that butt plug?
Yeah.
There is one just up the road called Dan's
That's
Fish,
an immersion blender.
You're gonna like this.
but it's run by an Asian guy.
Check
Yeah.
the name on it. Vitamix.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Vitamix immersion blender. Yeah.
Yeah, I bought one of these. I saw it and it was on sale.
Uh-huh.
And I had one, but it's a little plastic one I had, right?
Yeah.
This one came with a whole bunch of attachments for it. And all I'm telling you is this thing weighs about 5 pounds.
Uh-huh.
Mm.
I've got one almost identical. And I don't use the attachments, but when you're making a broccoli and cheddar soup, oh my gosh,
Oh,
that is just the
I'm
perfect
telling
thing.
you, look at the blades on that sucker.
Uh-huh.
Because I use it when I'm making pancakes and everything. You just
Mhm.
mix it quick. I mean, if you
Yep.
want to throw something in there, you want to put like, say you want to put peanut butter in there, throw a couple of chunks of peanut butter, blends it all through it. I mean, this thing, and this is all stainless steel. Oh, Lord help me.
Hey, Mad Prop.
Indeed.
I was watching that guy that I send you them videos of making turnip soup today,
Nice.
turnip stew, which involved cooking neck of deer first,
Yep.
then making a roux out of the fat, then
Huh.
adding Trinity,
There's
Oh,
the
shit.
ship. There's a ship going up past Marine City.
then adding the meat
Oh,
back in,
nice.
then adding turnips and lots of Cajun seasoning. And he puts Worcestershire sauce in everything.
Good.
Watch your sister sauce.
Yeah, Worcestershire sauce.
For
Yeah.
Worcestershire.
You see, in Louisiana, it's watch your sister sauce. In Alabama, it's wash your sister sauce.
He just called it Liam Perrins. It was easier.
Yeah. It's easier to say
'cause
land parents.
Because in Alabama, they get a little too close to their sisters.
I just
Yeah.
call it fancy soy sauce.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good point.
In Burnley, it's fingered your sister sauce.
It's not
Yeah.
soy, or is it?
Huh?
No, it's not
In the
soy.
gutter. Boom.
No, it's not
Yeah.
soy.
I was making a joke. I don't call it
Yeah.
fancy soy.
You know what I call it? Fucking disgusting.
No,
It's
good.
I love it.
It's
Got
great.
lots of umami.
It's great on cheese on toast.
Good on steak.
Apparently.
You've always
Apparently,
got
but
to have
nah.
some umami
I'm
in
not a
there.
huge fan of the flavor on its own, but it makes it addition.
Yeah.
Makes a great addition.
Yeah, it add. You've got to add some umami to certain
Yeah.
dishes.
Adds
Just to
Well,
get
depth.
You do put it on the cheese before you cook it, rather than after. Though it won't work the
Yeah.
way you do grilled cheese, because that's not grilled cheese.
Yeah. Reggae sauce. That's the best one.
Yeah.
What would you call it?
It's so nice. It blows your ass off twice. They called it reggae sauce.
I like that. That's funny.
What do you call? What's it now?
What's it? Go on, Chris.
No, grilling,
Oh, they call it broiling.
broiling. That's it. Yeah.
Mhm.
So you basically put a slice of toast, butter it, put grated cheese on top of it, sprinkle some Worcestershire sauce on top of that, and broil it so that it melts the cheese onto the toast.
Yeah. One of those little pizza oven sort of things. That's what I would use.
And that's called Welsh rarebit.
Yep.
Mhm.
Now we just
Most
use the sandwich.
definitely.
If I'm having cheese on toast, it's got a bit of sandwich maker. Add a bit of pickle in there.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, but then it's not cheese on toast, it's a toasted cheese sandwich.
To
No,
toast it, yeah.
you've got to make the toast first, and then you put it in, and
Good
then
point. Good point.
Yeah, but it's still
Uh.
not on toast if it's got a lid on.
yeah, it's a toasted sandwich. Yeah,
I-
doesn't matter.
On toast.
Yeah.
AKA toasty.
But you've got to put your beans and your pickle and your cheese in there. Anything
Yeah.
that can get so fucking hot that when you bite into it, you're fucking like, yikes!
Mm.
Because nothing beats that first bite when you're running around going,
Especially when you put- and
waving
if
your
you
hand
put
at your mouth.
If you put tomato in there,
Oh,
the
yeah.
tomato gets hotter than the sun.
Yeah. But yeah, the question is, why do you always run around waving at your mouth like it's going to do
Yeah.
anything?
I'll tell you what, Joe, you'd have liked his cornbread that he made because he sliced
Joe,
up. He sliced
Jim Droning says hi.
He sliced up about
Hey,
6 jalapenos first and added them to the mix.
Oh,
That sounds good.
nice.
Let's see, we got, I can't see the first one. East Coast Jim. TJ. There's TJ, you're not here. Brenda. hey,
He's
Brenda.
working, TJ.
Frank.
TJ's
If
at
you see
work.
Jody, Frank, let me know.
Yeah.
JD. Donald's here. Lance, he just needs to stay where he's at. I don't see Laura. That's a good thing.
Yeah.
You're gonna get yourself in trouble. She's listening.
Shut up, Joe.
Oh, that
Actually, I
sounds good.
think I actually
That
think
sounds
she's
good, Andy.
she's on TikTok.
She's playing
Oh,
TikTok.
No, she's live on TikTok,
Oh,
Bloody TikTok.
talking to her friends in Scotland. Yeah, she's moving away slowly from YouTube because she's gained a lot of friends on TikTok.
Oh no.
Not all now. Yay! I'm celebrating for Joe. Yay!
Yeah, I was thinking about it.
Yeah, because there's no way she'd be able to contact with anybody in America when they stop. What's it?
Yeah.
You can't put chicken on pizza. What happens when it shits or lays an egg?
Egg goes well on pizza.
Yep.
Yeah, my son brought home buffalo chicken pizza the other day.
Have you just
Nice.
picked that,
It's pretty
Paul?
tasty.
Oh, that's good.
yeah, I just picked it.
Yes, naughty.
A little bit of blood.
I'm not surprised. I watched you do it. And like, yikes.
A bit of blood never hurt anybody.
Well, I don't know. You tell that to people who've got HIV.
I'll be right back.
Mhm.
Mm.
Jesus.
Apparently, the one thing that's never hurt anybody is fantasy. Anyone know the dance
Okay.
tune?
Yeah.
Good life. Good life. Yeah, that's why we're living. Fantasy never hurt nobody. Know what? If we lose tomorrow at football, tomorrow night I'm just going to blast out shitloads of 90s music and drown out and just think we've gone back to the 90s
Yeah.
when football was good.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. Our football was good too. Back in those days.
If we lose tomorrow, right, there's going to be a bloodbath at Deepdale.
Sheffield United beat Stoke.
Yeah, I know. But they've realised that they've been sleepwalking into a relegation battle. So tomorrow they've reduced the prices down to £5, right, to get the fans in. What they didn't realise was the fans were already planning a massive protest after the game. So all they've done is made it cheaper now for the fans to go and protest.
Yeah.
We got Chelsea.
Here's Ed.
Chelsea are playing Everton.
Canadian connection.
Newcastle are playing Ipswich.
Good evening, Edward.
Good evening, gentlemen.
The first
morning.
semi-final tomorrow.
Good evening and good morning.
Yes, the FA Cup.
Palace versus Villa.
Yeah, if we'd have beat Villa, we'd have been playing tomorrow.
Yeah.
But we haven't won since we played since we beat Burnley in the FA Cup.
And then on Sunday,
Yeah, if we actually get relegated, we'll be the first team to have not lost 20 games to get relegated. Only because we've drawn every freaking other one. 19 draws.
Forest.
That's horrible.
And Forest play City on Sunday.
What's up, Ed?
Not much. How about you, sir?
Doing good.
That's good.
United are down your way. They're at Bournemouth tomorrow.
Down my way. Fucking
Where?
Bournemouth's in the centre of the country, over there somewhere. Nowhere near us.
Bournemouth's
You
on
need
the south
everybody in the
coast.
chat.
Of course it's on the south coast, but it's on the other side of the south coast.
Yeah, well, that's further down nearer you than me.
Yeah, but it's like a home game for United fans.
Liverpool are at home with Spurs.
Okay.
Yes. They just need a
They don't
draw
need a draw.
or Arsenal to fuck up. Oh, actually, Arsenal are not playing, are they?
It
Because of the
It
they played
doesn't
the other
matter.
night.
Yeah, Arsenal are playing European. Yeah. Champions League.
What, tomorrow?
No. Wednesday, I think it is.
Yeah, but yeah, the game that Arsenal was supposed to play tomorrow was played the other night.
Boone wanted to go outside. Dumb me. I go to the door and open the door, and here's a
Tuesday.
damn squirrel about 20 feet out there, sitting up on his haunches, looking at the door.
Tuesday, Arsenal
And
are at
boom,
home
dear.
to
shot out. Oh my God.
Paris Saint-Germain.
Yeah.
No, that's me.
Did he get him?
Oh, close. The squirrel jumped up on the top of my 8-foot fence, and Boone was bouncing up and down, chasing him down there. And then he came to the telephone pole and he went up and over on the electrical wires.
Pat him on the back and say, "Good boom."
Yeah. You know the message is going around the squirrel world going, that guy's a fucking nut. Have you seen what he just brought in?
That squirrel saying, "What the F?"
Yeah.
So how you doing, Ed?
Doing good, thanks. And you, sir?
Another day, another day, another day.
That's what I say. Another beautiful day out here.
Another day, another dollar spent on a Boston cream.
Yeah. It's
Is
17
that what you look forward to? Is Boston cream's good for you?
Didn't touch this. What?
Yep. Bamboo printers have doubled their price in the US.
Yeah.
Well,
No, they've
They
gone
keep-
up by
Come on.
about 40%.
No, they've gone up 100%.
No, they went up
Oh.
from £509 to $699, which is only 40%.
From Wednesday, they're going up to £400 for the X1 Sears or the A1 stuff.
We were talking about it this morning.
Well, Mad Props has just posted it in the chat as well. From Wednesday coming up, they're going
No,
up.
tell him.
Yeah, from two's going to go to 4.
It'll be from Wednesday,
Joe,
400
stop
quid.
listening. Joe, stop listening.
I'm listening.
Tell him. What did we say this morning? About the bamboo going up.
Well, he said it was going up, but I don't remember how much it was going up.
I'm sure it was from 509 to 699.
I think it was 509 to 699. Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's 38%.
Well,
So that's like
if,
almost 40%.
yeah. What I will say, it doesn't matter to us because they've gone down in price here.
See, Matt Props is saying it already went up.
Yeah, it's already gone up 40%.
It's already up.
And on Wednesday, it goes up the rest. Bam, boom.
Oh, I see what you did there. Bad boo.
It's all right. The filament shit anyway.
Cool.
I just hope the birds out there enjoy the new fucking bird nest. Fucking thing.
You bought them a new bed?
No. It it was going round fine, and then it just suddenly got snagged on something. And when I looked at it, it's how they've wound it on. It sort of goes underneath everything. So I tried to pull it through, and it just went boing like a fucking spring, and it was like, right, fuck off, that's it, gone. Chucked it out. Stupid shit.
Did your plank fit?
Esun and what's the other one? Sunlu. Esun and the Sunlu are the good, reasonably priced ones.
What?
If you want good quality print, that is.
Mm.
Avoid the company called Wrinkle. They seem to have appeared everywhere, but their
They
filament
obviously
is
have a wrinkle in them.
shite.
Then.
No, their filament is shite because it's got loads of little thing. They're using
Wrinkles?
recycled filament. Yeah, they're using recycled filament, so it's got lots of little lumps in it.
Here comes Justin.
Justin.
Hey, Justin.
I don't know why he
That's the
comes in and asks what's up. He can always look up himself.
So,
Yeah,
Guy.
Many planes.
Sunlu. Okay.
Yes, Sunlu and Esun are the ones I seem to find are the better ones.
On the way home, I found out, me and Sarah found out, I guess her cousin passed away. He was only in his early 20s.
Oh, wow. Ooh.
We don't know from what, though.
Who passed
Yeah.
away?
Sarah's
Sarah's cousin.
her little cousin.
Oh,
But we
Yeah.
don't know from what, though. He was in his early 20s, so.
oh,
I know he was supposed to be coming back from Pennsylvania. I don't know if he was on vacation or whatever, but I'm thinking maybe a car wreck. I don't know.
Wow. No,
Sorry to
sorry
hear
about
that.
the loss.
Yeah, she was pretty upset. But
Yeah.
She's
Yeah,
got
yeah.
a bridesmaid dinner to go to tonight, so I told her, I said, just go to that. Try not to think about it too much.
Mm.
Like, there's nothing we can do tonight about it.
No. You know, cousins are a strange family member, aren't they? You can never get on with them, but you always tend to be close with them.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've got some.
Or if you're from Burnley or Cambridge, too close to them.
And I've got one cousin I've not seen for about must be 50 years.
Jesus.
I haven't seen my
50
cousins
years?
for about. I haven't seen my
Yeah.
cousins now for about 16 years.
I
Oi.
appreciate it, Randy. Yeah,
Well-
he
Sorry about
was a good kid. I wasn't super, me personally wasn't super close
I've
with him, but
4 cousins that
They live
in
close?
Germany that we do not talk to. And one of my cousins moved to Holland.
Oh, okay.
Not
Yes.
seen him for ages either.
As far as I
Holland,
know, he
just around the
was
corner.
as far as
Yeah.
I know, Joe, he was still living here in our city.
He fell out with
Okay.
his mum and dad when some comments were made about his wife.
Yeah, sorry to hear that.
Mm.
Yeah, no problem. Yeah, it's
Same with Brenda and her husband.
he I know his mom, her Aunt Betsy, and her husband moved about 45 minutes to an hour away, but I think
Here's Lance.
he was still living here because I think he was going to college here.
comes your buddy, Joe.
And
Oh,
we
Lord,
can
help.
play Hollywood Squares now. We've
No
got 9
Laura, no
people
Laura.
Good evening, Lance.
here. Good evening.
How are you guys?
He's
I'm not-
off to get the pizza.
Did everyone get the pizza? Good job.
You shut up. Don't look at me like that.
What?
Who's talking
Somebody's underwater.
submarine?
Yeah, it sounds like.
Oh, that's
Go off the
Lance,
bridge
the
there,
wind
Justin?
blowing. He's got his
Yeah,
window down.
don't worry. It's Lance's green screen flapping in the wind.
Flipping.
All my cousins are still alive.
It's
Randy,
flat.
they just live all over
I've
the
got
country.
I've
now.
got two. I've got two, and they're both still alive. One
Dude,
I see every Easter and Christmas, and the other I see randomly.
I got 18 cousins just on my dad's side
Jeez.
because they had 9 kids. My grandparents did, and on my mom's side, I only have 2 cousins.
I got shitloads of cousins, and I don't see any of them. The last time I saw one was when one of my cousins actually passed away from diabetes. She got some insulin from a new chemist, and turned out to be a bad batch.
I only have one cousin that lives in Florida, but I've never been really super close with him because he was a lot older than me. Like he was in his 20s when I was, a kid. So I was never really close with him, but he lives down in Miami. Last I knew.
Mostly because Mad Props, most of his cousins are either dead or in jail.
Everybody has a cousin in Miami.
I might.
I think none of my cousins are dead, although one of them's dying.
I certainly might have a cousin there. I know I've got a few in New York.
What's the name of the song? Jimmy Buffett song.
Yeah, Brenda, it's sad when somebody that young passes away.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, my cousin's son was only in when he was.
Didn't even have time to really get his life going.
Lance, is there any chance you could move your phone away from the sun? Because that's going to set me off on a seizure.
What are we doing?
The sun was flashing back and forth off your camera.
Yeah,
It's not now. It's fine. It's just that I was getting a headache.
Oh, is that dinner?
Blancadina's contain flat.
I got 2 cousins in Hong Kong, but I don't talk to them.
Oh, okay.
You haven't seen
One in
any
Holland,
of my cousins.
Germany, 2 in Wales.
Oh, they got mail order cousins now?
Yeah.
Mail order cousins.
Wow. Wow.
Saying you don't look like you got any Asian in you.
Yeah. Don't worry, don't worry, Ed. Justin could afford one because of the tariffs.
Yeah.
Justin, that really hurt my feelings.
Hey, as much as I pay on those tariffs, I wouldn't be treating them like no cousin. They're gonna work that money off.
You hurt my feelings, bro.
Now, the tariffs won't bother Justin too bad because he'll get the discount ones, the ones that are half off because their legs got blown off in the war.
See, I bet you Don has cousins in Japan too.
Oh yeah, there was a huge.
Those Ukrainian brides are going at a discount right now.
Oh, great. I'll take 2 of them then.
Yeah, what? Sorry?
He said Ukrainian brides are going for a discount right now.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, right.
Mm-hmm.
I'll take 2.
The massive increase that on the.
They normally cost an arm and a leg, but
I love when you see those ads too on like YouTube and shit. It's like it'll be like, oh, there's so many Ukrainian women looking for love.
Dominic, I'm not proud of it.
Yeah, they're not looking for love. They're just to get out of.
I think I was the only one that got that.
I've got a question for you, Justin. Right, your adverts are normally based on what you're viewing. What the hell are you viewing online?
Yeah, I know.
I was looking for a mail order maid. Cross reference.
Why do you need to look for a mail order maid? What about all those poor people in Mexico?
No. He didn't. He wasn't looking for a mail order maid. He wanted a male maid.
Oh, a male maid. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What?
yeah.
MALE.
Yeah.
Yeah, he asked if I'd dress up in a maid's outfit, and I
would
said no,
like-
thanks.
I would like to have a mail order maid. I thought my wife would be a maid, but turns out she was a make it yourself.
I like how it was going outside when he said that. Run.
Yeah.
Oh, she's not home yet.
No. Let's hope she's not watching.
There's
Watch
enough.
out for the frying pan is coming.
There'll be a shortage of maids soon when they throw all the Mexicans out.
Well, that was not supposed to be funny. I got cousins that are Mexicans.
I actually have cousins that are Mexican too. Their mom is my cousin, and their dad's full-blooded Mexican. They're half.
Mm.
They didn't throw all the Mexicans out. They
Nothing against Mexicans. They make reasonable chili.
You know, most of the Mexican community that was legal in the U.S. actually voted for Trump, right?
uh-huh.
A large majority.
Crazy.
It was like in the high 70s.
I mean, if you're for illegal immigration to get workers, then you're for slave wages, is what you're doing.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm not saying that you shouldn't make it into the country legally. I mean, nothing wrong with doing it that way.
No.
If you do it legally,
And nobody coming into the country legally is being deported.
Yeah.
Unless you're Venezuelan.
Well, if you've committed crimes and you violated your
Yeah, because I think that guy had a visa, didn't he? Or something.
No.
Or was it a green card?
No.
No, he was on some protected immunity shit.
No.
From what I got heard over here.
No. He was here illegally, and he had put in a deferment for deportation based on conditions at his home country.
So he'd applied for asylum.
He had tried to, yes, but that is conditional on conditions in that country, and it is conditional on whether he committed any crimes while he was here.
Dude, I saw that El Salvador prison. I mean, it's not a nasty prison by any means because it's very modern and new. But these guys sit on a 4, so the beds are stacked 4 high, right? And they're solid steel beds, and they get no mattresses or anything.
Ouch.
They don't, and the only time they leave the cells is just to do a little bit of exercise every day. All their court cases, their court hearings are all done right in the cell. And there's 100 guys per cell.
Jeez.
Wow.
And all they get is a sheet and a towel, and that's it.
Well,
I think
My-
they're lucky
my
to
guess
get
is
that.
if you're
'Cause
here-
there wasn't that long ago there was firing squads.
my guess is that if you're here seeking asylum, don't commit any crimes.
Yeah, I
Good
would.
point.
Well, and the thing is like the one argument that I hated when I heard people say was, well, you're splitting families up. But the thing is if you come into a country illegally and then have a child here, knowing that that is a possibility, you put yourself in that situation.
And Justin, here's the thing. If you're out and about and you commit a crime and your child is with you, the police are going to separate you and your child while they take you to jail.
Oh, yeah, I like
Yep.
the Tom Homan argument. Yeah.
Even if you're American, they will take the child
It
off.
is.
Yeah,
Isn't
but
it
I'm.
the-
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
Isn't the law there like not the law, but like I guess it's the law. Like if you're an immigrant and you marry an American woman, you become American, right?
No, there's
No.
certain stipulations on it.
It depends, but you can get your green card through marriage.
Yeah, and you have to be married for I think
You have
like
to-
1 or 2 years.
And you have to
or
apply.
something.
You have to apply for your green card and have that, and they will check you out to make sure that
Hasn't all the
it's not just a
stuff that
thing.
Trump's been doing now states that if you have a child in America, if you're not American, neither is that child.
Well, yeah,
Now,
that's people were coming here and
Birthright
doing
citizenship.
tourist for
Yeah,
birthright citizenship. They were basically if a woman comes over here from China at 7, 8 months pregnant and hides out for a couple months, has a kid, and then goes back to China with her kid, 19 years later, that kid could show up and say, "Hey, I'm an American," but he's not American.
No.
Birthright citizenship was a bastardization of the law that.
It was for
Which
slavery.
amendment was that after that? It referred to slaves, people who
Yeah.
were here and subject to the laws of the United States, basically the slaves, are now citizens.
Well, it was
And-
people that were dragged here against their will and had no choice.
And then
Yeah.
it got bastardized into birthright citizenship, and then it stayed that way forever. But that was never the intent of the law.
And most countries around the world don't have birthright citizenship.
Nope.
Right.
Most of them, if you have a baby in their country, they just deem that baby a citizen of the origin of the parents, wherever the parents came from. We're one of the only few countries in the world that actually have that.
Meanwhile, Brenda's dog's barking at a turtle. Let's change the subject.
Yeah.
You brought it up with tariffs and mail order brides, David.
Excuse me. No, I didn't.
And it
No, I
morphed
didn't.
into that.
Excuse me. Excuse me, young sir. But actually, you brought it up against Ed, and I just tried to defend Ed.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
Oh, yeah, it is right. I did.
I wasn't here for the beginning of the conversation. I was doing something else.
Thank you, Mr. David, for having my back.
Don't worry.
He was being
That's
more
what you call
productive.
real friends, okay, Justin?
Yeah. The British and Canada are now good friends.
Partly sunny weather.
Justin will have your front.
47 degrees.
He'll have your
Yeah.
back as well if you want.
Whoa.
In fact, he'll take the top and bottom.
Only get nervous when you feel both hands touch your shoulder.
No,
You might feel a little pinch.
Don't worry, you never get deep throat with Justin because he's just in.
Just a tip. Oh, dude, one of our buses had an accident yesterday. Rear-ended the shit out of a car.
No.
Oh, the driver rear-ended a car, or a car
Yeah.
rear-ended the
No,
bus?
the bus driver rear-ended another car.
Oh,
Ooh, 72 incident
Distracted driving.
bus.
Well, it all depends because the bus has cameras on it, so it depends whether they'll, because used to be if a car got rear-ended, it was automatically your fault if you rear-ended them. But
Yeah.
now with dash cams,
Yeah.
if
Yeah.
they show that somebody brake checked or swerved into the lane, then they can prove that it wasn't your fault by doing that.
Well, they changed it because
Is
of
that
all
what
these crashes, weren't they? Cash for crash cases.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, before there was no dash cams, so people didn't have proof to prove that somebody brake checked them. So it was just like kind of a standard thing. If you rear-ended somebody, it was your fault.
They got round that by taking the brake lights out.
So I don't know exactly who was at fault, as I didn't hear about all that. I just saw the bus in the bus yard. It was up on a tow truck, and it fucking the whole bumper, the hood was a little off kilter, and then the bumper was all smashed in on one side.
so you didn't hear the story then?
I don't know exactly what. I just know that it rear-ended a car, but I don't know whose fault it was or anything.
Justin,
But
this
if
is not how it works, right? You get told a bit of gossip, and then you gotta beef it up a bit. Add some spark into it. The bus was doing 90 miles an hour. Kid got up, spoke to the driver. Driver didn't see the other car stop. Bam, done.
Now
That's the story.
that's not quite as bad as my mate Tom over in Lincolnshire.
And all I know is somebody was injured in the car. That was it.
He's a train driver, and somebody stepped in front of his train yesterday.
Yeah.
No.
You know
a
that
lot of people
happened.
do that.
You know that happened with
It's
Matt.
horrible.
With Matt over in Australia. He was actually a train conductor for years.
Yep.
And he ran, and a car got stuck on the tracks, I want to say it had a family in it, and it hit it, and yeah, Matt told me about it. It was pretty crazy. He ended up quitting right after that because it just, got
I
to him.
would
But
too.
Well, yeah. I mean, you're semi in control of the train, and something like that happens. You can't.
you can't
And
stop
to
in
actually
time.
people who suicide by train, it's evil because it's not just you're basically making a victim.
Okay, you're making a
They're going to have to
vicious
live
circle.
with that, and it'll affect them.
Yeah, it's a vicious circle.
It's the second time it's happened.
Yeah, not only like Donald said, you're making a victim, but then you do your family, everything else.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you leave a lot of disaster behind. And most people that have actually survived suicide, they say most of them actually end up really regretting it.
Yep, that's a permanent solution to a temporary problem.
I don't know. I can't say I've ever regretted it. I regretted failing. Well, shit happens.
Well,
what's real crazy
if
is
at
that,
first you don't succeed.
oh my God.
Yeah. But that
First you don't
phrase
succeed, then parachuting is not for
was
you.
not for you. Yeah.
Now, you ever watch that documentary on the San Francisco Bay Bridge? That one was crazy. That guy set up a camera for like 2 or 3 years. And it was running 24/7, and he caught like 300 or 400 different people committing suicide off the bridge, and he was trying to bring awareness to it. And he did a whole documentary. I think it's on YouTube, the entire documentary. You watch it. But it was pretty crazy, like the amount of people. I didn't realize that many people jump off that bridge every year.
I thought they had nets under it to stop people from doing it.
They've added safety things over the years, but apparently there was anywhere between 100 to 400 people a year were jumping off that damn bridge.
Yeah. Where there's a will, there's a way.
Because it's so high in the air. I mean, when you hit that water, it's like concrete.
You'll be surprised how many people just chuck themselves off bridges naturally, just walk along and say ya.
Just for the fun of it.
Yeah, especially in London. The amount of fucking dickheads that chuck themselves off Tower Bridge, thinking they're just going to be able to land in the Thames and swim. Fucking land in it, hit a fucking shopping trolley, dead. Someone's shit in that Thames.
And I think in his documentary, I think there was 2 people that actually survived the fall. There was 1 or 2, and he did an interview with them afterwards.
I think there were 2. We've only had one survive the Huey Long Bridge here.
Yeah, there's a
jumped
bridge.
off, and it was a cousin of mine.
I was like thinking, there's a bridge in Scotland where a bunch of dogs have jumped off this bridge in Scotland and they died. They don't know why the dogs jump off the bridge.
Oh, yeah, I've seen that. I've seen a video on that.
Wow. And it's like they don't know if the dogs can't see or dogs think that the bridge is shorter than it is and that they can make it. Or
yeah, I watched a video on it, and they, of course, they were trying to go all paranormal with it, but yeah.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, it was. I remember that watching a video on that. It was pretty wild.
The things you find on YouTube.
Like, you ever heard of the whole war between the dogs and the monkeys in India?
Mm-hmm.
There's an actual war between wild packs of dogs and wild packs of monkeys, where they're actually taking the dogs up on buildings and throwing them off.
Mm-hmm.
I've been told to share this image from East Coast, Dusty.
Ooh.
It looks like it's got a face on it.
It's just the sensors. Yep.
Yeah.
I know, but that looks like a mouth. That looks like a nose, and that looks like 2 eyes.
It looks kind of like shocked at what it's saying.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah.
It's
probably
more
shocked,
shocked
it's probably shocked at
it's
the
prob-
price.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. It's more the price.
Hey Joe, what's with the? They just had on the news. New Orleans is having a music festival this weekend?
Yeah, Jazz and Heritage Festival.
Yeah,
That's every
This
weekend.
Next weekend.
they were
Yes.
showing pictures. It must be in last year, huh?
No, this is this year. It's Friday, Saturday, Sunday this year, and then next weekend, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And
Okay, so this weekend and next weekend, right?
yeah, about two. My nephew's got a booth down there. That's where he makes about 90% of his money for the year. He sells artichokes, shrimp sandwiches, shrimp po' boys, breaded
Sounds
veal
nice.
cutlet po' boys, and something else.
Yeah, apparently that bridge is the Overtown Bridge near Dumbarton, and dogs have been jumping off it since the early 60s.
Wow.
Do they know why?
No.
The Scottish and their owners are Scottish. It's enough.
You now look at this lake. It looks like a kidney.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, what's the other thing look like?
Looks like my
It looks like that rocket those girls went up in.
Yeah.
Somebody posted that and said, "Look at this kidney-shaped lake. That's crazy looking."
Yeah.
The bridge I was telling you about, the Huey Long Bridge. Like I said, there was one person that jumped off that bridge and lived. And that was a cousin of mine, like a third cousin. And the stupid ass didn't even know how to kill himself. He didn't pay attention when he jumped. There was a ship underneath. He landed on the ship.
Oh, TJ found my Coke at the store and sent it to me on Facebook.
Was it still in his bag?
Justin,
Because they have the
Hey.
Cokes now with the people's.
Oh, they're not
no,
doing
but
that.
the name's
They're not
on
doing that again.
Yep.
Yeah.
You have your name on the
Please.
Coke.
At least you've got a chance, David.
No. Many years ago, right, when they first brought it out, there was actually 2 bottles left in Tesco's, and one was just in, and the other one was man deep. We could not work it out. Yeah,
that
man deep.
Is that an actual name?
Yeah,
It's an Indian.
an Indian name.
Yep.
But it was just the way those 2 bottles were left in the fridge in Tesco's.
Exactly. Yep.
Ooh. Yeah, it's fucking warm today.
We're 83 today. I'm glad I was inside all day.
Yeah, it was fucking hot all day today. It was in the mid 80s.
Yeah, I left here this morning. I was supposed to take my daughter to her interview, and I was gonna get the baby until she got out of the interview. And I texted her and I said, I'm gonna be leaving in about 20 minutes. And she goes, okay. And she texted me right back and she goes, you don't have to show up. David's here. He didn't go to work.
No, I wasn't.
That asshole.
Monday and Tuesday, or Sunday and Monday, it's supposed to be in the mid or low to mid 90s.
I tell you
Yes.
what, I don't know about you, Dominic, but I think all these fake rumors, about the Pope dying and the end of the world could be happening.
Yeah.
You're getting warmer temperatures. We're getting warmer temperatures. Justin's talking warmer temperatures.
It's hot every year. Give it a break.
Yeah. Here we
It's
go.
nice and it's comfortable here. Don't worry. When it gets hot, you'll know where you're at.
People
Can't we not just have some conspiracy for a change?
Yeah, let's play with the conspiracy. Let's see if we can.
Everybody always
push them
claims it's
out.
the end times.
You're gonna know when it's the end times.
The best one that I've heard so far was somebody claimed that in the vault in the Vatican, buried underground, there is a scroll with all the names of the popes that were predicted, and they're all correct, and it stopped at the last post, at the last pope. And I'm like, I said to Laura, who the fuck dug down to it then, broke into the Vatican, dug down to find that out?
Yep.
Fuck's sake. Why don't people just think?
My son's girlfriend got my wife an Easter egg present.
I like that.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Joe's on Yegi right now looking for that file.
But
No, I got it already. I did it. I made it
I'm
already.
pissed because she got my wife that. I didn't get one. Like,
My son wants to take my big duck. He wants to put it on his desk in the Marine Corps.
Hey.
I said, no, I'm not gonna let you get in some trouble. Nope.
I think you ought to print out a bunch of those for people who don't like Jeeps.
Yeah, I know, right? I put them on every damn Jeep because every other car in Florida is a fucking.
Well, I'm
fucking Jeep.
surprised you haven't printed him a great big huge cup to take in there that says Marine Corps with his name on it.
No, I'm not gonna print a cup. I'll buy him a cup rather than print. I did a
Let me go mow
like
the
a
lawn.
I did a
I'll listen to you guys.
a name.
Okay,
Just so
Dan.
you know. Meanwhile, in the chat, Brenda and East Coast are talking about driving and how to keep an eye on the road.
Yeah, be careful.
Okay, I am still reading, guys.
Yeah, that's why I was kind of worried tonight. I didn't really want Sarah to go, but then I didn't want her sitting around here all depressed. So I told her, I said, just be careful. Don't, you know.
Hey,
and
Paul, I
just
did
try to
make
go
him a nameplate,
Enjoy yourself.
Yeah.
and I had the Marine Corps Iwo Jima on top of it.
Cool.
So he does have that. No. Well, shoot, I've been printing stuff. I've been printing little dragons
No.
because my daughter-in-law loves dragons. So I printed a whole dragon family earlier. Stop.
I saw somebody's
What you did?
sticker on their back window the other day, and it showed a stick family getting beat up by another figure with a
Yeah.
pole, and it said "fuck your stick family."
Yeah.
Yeah, it showed a stick figure beating the shit out of a whole family of stick figures. I was like, that's fucking hilarious.
I think I sent it to
I
myself.
still want to get that bumper sticker. Sarah won't let me put it on the car.
Yeah, I did. Come on. Yeah, I printed a whole little family of dragons right here.
Oh, nice.
This is actually a purple, green, and gold. It blends. So I have 3 different sizes, like in the kids, and then the 2 adult ones, like. And she's got a place that she puts all these little trinket type things on her dresser. She was all freaking out having these. They were looking at that 3D printer that Lloyd bought. I was showing them, and my son, they started talking about it, and they said, you know what? She's thinking about, since he's gonna be gone, of buying one, her learning it, and setting up an Etsy store. I said, well, you could probably make something, but don't go crazy with it.
Whoever told me to leave my car at the pub and take the bus home.
Yeah.
Yeah, it turns
That's
out
funny.
I'm no shape to drive that either. Well, where would obviously he's got to park the bus.
See, I wanted to get this sticker here.
When the gate cops pulled me over.
I wanted that
Yeah, I
one.
wouldn't
And
do
then,
it.
I wanted that one, and then where is it? Yeah, this one here. And
Mine
Sarah won't let me put it on the car.
I think that was
Like your mom's,
Lance.
huh? Yeah.
Right.
It's like, you're not putting those on the car. It's like, damn it.
Yeah.
A really high bridge in Tampa Bay. Ooh.
Oh yeah, the Skyway Bridge.
I don't like heights.
Dude,
I
the
really
Skyway,
do not like heights.
The Skyway Bridge is crazy, bro. Like it's like a fucking, imagine a camel's hump as a bridge.
Yep.
Yeah. There
And
are
you-
certain
one in
bridges
Lake
in the UK. There's 3 bridges I don't like in the UK. The QE
Yeah.
Bridge near us, the Forth Bridge in Scotland, and the Humber Bridge. They are way too high for me.
Like the Skyway Bridge is crazy though. You'll be driving up one side of it, and you almost like you feel like you're driving real uphill, and you're looking up at the sky when you're driving.
Yeah,
up those
I've heard
places.
about it. I've seen YouTube videos.
But like I
about it.
said, like the best way to describe it is a camel's hump.
Yeah,
Because
Thank God
it
it's not a
like
camel
arches
toe.
really, really high at the top. But I think it's because they have big ships that go underneath it. But the bridges don't bother me. I don't care how high they are. Dude, you see some of the spaghetti style bridges we have over here that all go over top of each other and through. Yeah, it's pretty crazy. Some of the big cities have some insane amounts. Like really big.
Good to
setups
see you eating healthy there, Paul.
What's that?
Good to see you eating healthy.
What are you
Before
eating?
that Boston cream that I saw you put down on the table.
It's mashed potatoes and chicken.
Nice.
Yeah, not exactly healthy.
It's not bad.
Because it's probably fried chicken and mashed potatoes.
Deep fried.
Yes.
I'm sorry, but Joe told him to eat a vegetable, so he's eating his potato.
Yeah.
That don't count.
And the Boston cream's
Everything
just a
tastes better
snack,
fried.
isn't it?
Oh, for fuck's sake.
There's no harm in having one Boston cream.
Yeah,
An hour.
not one every
One an hour.
every other 30 minutes. Yeah, some of the cities burned it for sure. And they have like 20 bridges spaghettiing over top of each other. Yeah,
What happened with that one
Yeah.
that got knocked down by the boat? Have they started rebuilding that yet?
It's fish.
You know what? I actually haven't heard shit about that since it
Yeah,
happened.
that's gone quiet.
That went quiet, didn't it? I mean,
think
the
it's
whole
finished.
fucking bridge just got swiped out and no one's saying jack shit about it.
Well, that's just because of the
Voyager
news these
window.
days. Everything's just so much news thrown at you that shit becomes old news real quick. You know, news travels so fast these days that a week later people forget. We move on to the next story. That's like what when, like, say a child gets abducted or something. It's good when it gets a lot of news coverage because it gets people out there looking. But at the same time, is like as fast as they're all over it, they just abandon it.
Yeah.
And, you know what I'm saying? A week later, the news ain't there anymore helping you. And then eventually it dies off if they hadn't found their kid by then, you know? It's like,
Yeah.
it doesn't matter what it is. It could be the worst news ever. And a week later, people just forget about it. I mean, and, before, like, 50, 60 years ago, you only really heard about news in your area, your local area, or maybe in your own country. And occasionally you might hear an international story that's really big, but these days you hear about everything that's going on everywhere.
I don't know. We've had national and international news for years, centuries.
Well, I'm just saying the amount of news being thrown at you these
Yeah.
days is just insane.
But nowadays, most of the local news now ain't even news. It's just garbage regurgitated from fucking Facebook.
Like
Or
there's
it's an opinion piece.
Like
Yeah.
there's sometimes there could be something like 50 people get killed in a fire in some at some club or whatever, like happened years ago, and sometimes you won't even hear about it just because the amount of news there is. Certain news stories will get overshadowed by other shit.
Yeah, because it's always political bullshit now.
Yeah, because they need to push their narrative, so that's why they
Like-
push it.
Who was the one that died when Michael Jackson died? Like it was Farrah Fawcett, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And her death got overshadowed by his, and a lot of people
Yeah.
didn't even realize.
Well,
that she
they're
had
still
passed away.
talking about his death.
Well, what I'm saying is
Yeah.
his death
still
overshadowed.
trying to
Nearly
research.
16 years.
Yeah, they're still trying to recycle him.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
What are you guys talking about? Michael Jackson is still alive.
Yeah, he's hanging out with Elvis.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I tell you what,
Yeah, I'm
though,
still-
it's amazing how Elvis has not aged at all since '77.
We're going to go down this conspiracy theory again of Bob
Yeah.
Joyce.
Yeah, that's
Dude,
it.
We're going to go
Elvis
down
is-
that rabbit hole again.
Elvis is dead. Tupac's dead. Everybody's dead.
You
No.
sure about that?
I
I
can
don't think
assure
so,
you,
bro.
not everybody's dead. I'm not dead.
I
I'm
don't
saying-
think so.
Hey, Justin, stop. Next thing you're gonna say,
We're
there's no
going down
Santa
Bob
Claus.
Joyce again.
You're going to start telling us Santa Claus isn't real next?
I don't
say
think
that.
so, man. Because there
I'll
was
tell
no
you
proof.
what. When I knocked my tooth out when I had a seizure the other week, I was pissed off to find out the tooth fairy didn't visit me.
What?
I had a seizure a while ago and knocked my front tooth out. Put it under my pillow, and the tooth fairy never visited.
Oh, sorry to hear that.
He may have. Laura may have stole it.
Yeah,
It could have been.
that's right, East Coast. See, Tupac is not dead. See, Justin?
Yeah. 2-pack's not dead. No, it's a 6-pack.
Yeah, and the Tooth Fairy exists. What's his name? I wrote a book about it.
Yeah.
Well, in that case, the tooth fairy owes me quite a bit of money. I'm rich.
Where's the guy's name just suddenly gone out of my head?
Wayne Johnson?
No, the one that wrote Discworld.
This.
Nah, it's just gone out of my head.
Yeah. And the great Artuin.
Mm.
Oh, Santa Claus. Oh, Santa Claus.
There's an R in it. I know there's an R in it.
I'll have a tea, please, Bob.
Terry Pratchett.
That's him.
There
I had
you
to look it
go.
up. Could not think
See?
of his name for the life of me.
What? How was that for timing? I said, I'll have a tea, please, Bob, and you came up with Terry Pratchett.
Yeah.
Yeah, he wrote a book about the Tooth Fairy.
Mm.
It was
Paul
slight-
Brenda wants to know when the cruise ship will be passing.
Yeah,
Oh,
I know.
cigarette.
I'm just going to share this real fast.
Is it any close? Is it much closer?
Adam.
Oh, it's
There it
getting
is, right
closer.
there.
It's getting closer. Yep, so is Christmas.
Which
So if you
Which,
look at this is 1 mile is that 1 mile, 2 miles, 3 miles, 4 miles, 5 miles, 6 miles, 7 miles, 8 miles, 9 miles, 10 miles, 11 miles, 12, 13, 14 miles till I can see it. And the
Yeah, so it's
problem
about an
is-
hour away.
Well, yeah,
How
but here's
fast is it traveling?
10
Yeah.
knots.
10 knots.
So you
But
got about an
here's-
hour and 18 minutes.
Here's the
Yeah,
other
about an
problem.
hour and a half, I reckon. 90 minutes.
will be dark by the time he gets to you, Paul.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, it'll be all
Well,
lit
no, it's going to be raining like hell. Is what it's going to do.
Well, we've worked out 10 knots is 11 miles an hour, just over.
Yeah.
So it's about an hour away.
Yeah, I said
Yeah.
an hour and a quarter.
Hour and 11 minutes.
No, an hour and 10 minutes.
No, Paul's going for the weather now. Here comes his bad news.
What kind of
Well,
boat
that
is it?
doesn't stop him. He'll be out there.
Give
What
it-
kind of boat is it, Paul?
And it'll be an hour and 9 minutes.
Then
The cruise ship.
It's a cruise ship.
You're
Oh,
looking for the
nice.
weather. Just read. Up top is his weather. You keep going over it.
yeah, send it.
Adam.
Madam.
What the hell makes your news? Simple bottle rocket launcher, propane.
Yes. I'd love one of those too.
Adam.
You sure that's not Peter?
Oh.
Oh,
Shit.
that's lots of rain, Paul. Oh, some reds.
I told you lived near London. Look, it's just there.
Yeah.
Lots of thunder.
Oh, it's gonna go away. You'll be all right.
No, here we're coming
It's
now.
it's gonna
This
clip
is the
him.
now right here.
Yeah, it's just
That's a-
gonna clip him.
Just a thunderstorm.
Yeah.
You'll be all right. Go send it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
if it's not raining, if it's not raining and there's lightning, yeah, just send it.
And this is coming from a person that decided to go fly in thick ass fog where you couldn't see 2 feet in front of them.
See,
Yeah,
Paul,
look.
you just can't win here, can you? When you desperately want to fly, they're telling you not to, and when you don't want to fly, they're telling you to fly. You
Yeah, he's
can't
trying to
win.
get us to tell him not to. Just go. Just go fly it.
You know, he's sat there going, "Screw you, bitch."
He's not listening to it.
Well,
He has
sure.
it up in he has it up in the air for 2 minutes. All of a sudden, this lightning ball comes down.
Yeah, he's not listening to us. He's trying to figure out how to
That's,
log into his DJI.
Yeah, he's trying to figure out how to log into something.
That'd be Back to the Future 4.
Yes,
Where
yes, remember.
he
He's
gets
trying to
the-
figure out
gets
that
the
if he
drone up
loses
to
the Air
88
2S,
miles an hour.
he's trying to figure out if he loses the Air 2S, he's got enough money to buy another one.
Checking the old bank account.
Well,
And
we
it
like-
was me this morning, Justin. I did buy it from Robbie.
Oh yeah. The
Yeah, it
conversation
was.
we were having.
I
Yeah,
thought it was.
I thought it
Yeah.
was you if I remembered.
Well,
Yeah,
when
By
I
the way,
got it,
Justin,
the batteries were fine. After I flew it a couple of times, the battery started swelling up.
But remember, I told you he had that shit in a warehouse for like a year and a half, sitting in a storage unit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because he was going to
That's-
sell one. He was
that
going to
was the
sell
one-
one to Tim Jackson.
No,
and
that was the
I
one he
gonna
was
look at one too.
No, that was the one he was supposed to sell to Tim, and he ghosted Tim about it. When Tim
Yeah.
actually called him and said, "I have the money, can I get it?" and he would not answer Tim. He completely ignored him. And for some reason, he got a hold of Joe and sold it.
Well, I was talking. I was on a show with Johnny, and he was saying he had one for sale, and I said, "Yeah, what do you want?" And I was selling my Air 2. Because I
That
wanted
dude
Air
is-
2S, and I sold it for the same price.
That dude is shisty as hell. I'll tell you that.
Wow.
Shady as hell.
I'm
Well,
still using two of the batteries. One of the batteries is still good.
Justin, talking about this morning, you know how you had got pissed off that you couldn't get a burger the other day in McDonald's queue?
Oh, dude, I was mad.
Yeah?
Yeah, you were.
Not as bad as us today. They fucking sold out at 11 o'clock. Gone. None. No fries, no burgers. Fuck. What the hell?
I've never had that issue, but I was just pissed off because I was in the double drive-through lane and I was sitting there, and then the car next to me pulled up to the window, and then 4 more cars got served, and they were completely ignoring the other line, even though it was open. They didn't have it closed.
That's how they do it.
That's because you were in the Justin line.
I got pissed off. Dude. I went right over the curb and right over 2 of their bushes. Fuckers.
And now he's fixing the catalytic converter and his,
Yeah.
Oh,
Only
no,
like
I
that.
was in Sarah's mom's SUV, so I had plenty of clearance.
Oh, you all right?
I wouldn't have done that in my car. My car is too tiny for that.
Little script on the oil pan, missing the bolt.
Yeah. Look, he's getting ready to go. Look. I spent a day with my son and my daughter-in-law. They came over, stayed over here for about 3 hours. They're over my exes now, and they all going to a bar tonight just to go sit there and watch it's actually, you go sit there and get a tonic water and lime. They won't charge you for something like that. And you can sit there, ain't nobody gonna bother. They don't care if you buy something, anything. Because there's so many people buying. It's the big place called the Barley Oak. And the place could be packed tonight, and they're watching the draft. So
Oh,
asked
you
me if I wanted
remember,
to go. I said no.
you remember that law that Trump was saying Texas is trying to pass?
Which one?
Florida's doing the same thing.
With the drones?
Yep.
Yeah, they can't.
So's Ohio.
If they get enough support from the senators in each state, they might try to push it through federally. I don't know.
They're
I
not going to
think-
push it through.
I don't know if it would make it, honestly, because I don't know. And that's just kind of hard to tell whether something like that would pass. So,
That'd be
Now,
crazy.
which
That'd
one
be
you
a lot.
talking about? There's about 3 different ones right now.
I'm talking about if they actually got a bill together to put through the Senate about federally
Airspace, you
being
mean?
able to, about the whole airspace thing under 200 feet. I
Yeah,
don't
because there's
know.
another one in Florida that says that you have, if it's over your property, you have you could use reasonable force to take the drone down if you want.
The way I look at it is if they're so fucking concerned about it, just make the recreational part of it illegal. And if you want to own a drone, you have to have a business license and a 107. And you
Yeah.
have to have a purpose of flying, not
Yeah,
just
no,
doing
don't have a
whatever.
problem with that.
And then people will look at it as, okay, if they see a drone, then they know that it's a business doing something.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the only thing I could think of that would appease the general population, but you're going to have to get that message out to people. And that's the problem is the FAA doesn't do any advertisement. They don't push anything out to the public and say, this is what we're doing. So unless you're in the drone community, you don't know what the fuck's going on. Granted, yeah, you could go look it up, but you know, they don't put any things out there that say, oh, this and this, and the news only gives you part of the story. You know?
Yeah, whatever fits their agenda at the time.
Don't they have a law saying that you can't fire a gun into the air because you don't know?
Yes, there is.
what
Illegal
it's
discharge of a
going to-
weapon within the city limits.
Well, it depends. It's city limits with cities, but if you're out in the woods, nobody's going to say anything to you.
Yeah, we were out in the country yesterday outside the city limits, and we put about 1,100 rounds downrange.
But you're going to get
Probably more than that.
people. But the people that are mostly paranoid about shit like that isn't so much people in the cities. It's the guys that own like ranches and have big pieces of property and things like that. Those are the guys that tend to be a little bit more paranoid about shit.
Hey,
Yeah,
Jim, you have a good night too, Jim.
Later, Jim.
Good
Yeah,
night,
we
Jim.
shot so many rounds through my 357 yesterday. I was shooting the heavy grains, the 158s. That my barrel, the front of my barrel, is actually burnt tarnished. It's a stainless steel gun, burnt tarnished, and they had no getting it off. That's how much fire was
Yeah,
going
you
through
didn't
that
let it
yesterday.
cool down enough in between.
Yeah, we did. Well, yeah, we did.
You got to sit there and piss on it. You know, like a mortar, like a mortar tube. You gotta
Did you
cool
see
it
the
down.
one my son? Did you see the one my son did? Did I send you that video?
Yeah, I watched it.
15 shots, change the clip, change the magazine, 15 and 15, 9.8 seconds.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
gotta
no,
be
that was
careful.
crazy.
Yeah, you gotta be careful with guns because they do take a long time to cool down sometimes. And you put
Well, the
too many
one they
rounds,
needed
so
to
you'll
worry
start
about was
melting
that
shit.
freaking AR they were shooting.
There it
Justin was
is.
shooting. Yeah, Justin was shooting such a rhythm that I was taking pictures with the iPhone, and I was catching the puffs of smoke coming up.
Later, Jim.
That's about 30 minutes right here to the Black River.
I was gonna get out there, and he's gonna pick the drone up in the air, and it's gonna start, and then the lightning's gonna hit the drone, and he's gonna say, "Damn."
No, as I said, that's Back to the Future 4, where he gets it up to 88 miles an hour and goes into the future.
Yeah.
Well, it's that time of the week again. I'm going to go off and see Art. So,
Oh, Art's on at 7.
happens, I reckon.
Yeah, he
first
comes on in a
5
couple
minutes,
minutes.
something will go.
Just before you go, Dominic, I've got some important information for you.
Yes.
8 months tonight, Santa Claus is coming.
Yes.
Yeah. Hey, Dominic.
8 months to go. 8 months to go. Let's see. We can all make 8 months.
Dominic,
And on
I'm
that
gonna go out on a
bombshell-
limb.
Yeah.
On that bombshell.
Dominic, I'm going out on a limb. 9 minutes 23 seconds
Okay, so
in the
under.
gutter.
So you're going under.
Yep.
I'm going 9:23.
Okay.
Gutter is as soon as he hits live button.
Yeah,
I said
exactly.
5 minutes.
See, under and overs. Yeah.
And you
under.
didn't
Yeah.
give any space there. Just,
No, I have
just-
faith.
just to say hello is 29 seconds.
No, I'm talking
Exactly.
about 9 minutes 23 seconds.
Oh,
Before
9 minutes,
somebody
23
gets it in the
seconds
gutter.
into it. Okay, not at
Yeah,
To
9.
the
before,
show
yeah.
that we're in the
I'm,
gutter.
I'm going to go 5 minutes 43.
So
It
you're going
depends on how
under
fast
that.
line gets
Okay.
in, really.
I
Oh,
say
well-
5 minutes.
Okay. I'll
Hey,
take
get off
note
my
of that.
time slot.
So you said-
I
Congratulations.
said it first. Good night. Have a
No, you
good one.
didn't. I said 5 minutes 43 first.
No, I said 5 minutes first.
I see
No, you
you
didn't.
changed. I see
Yeah,
you
you
changed
did.
the name of his live show to Dark Code Drones and Entertainment, wasn't it? Something else before.
Yeah, it says, guess
Yeah,
who's
two
in the
douches.
gutter?
Winning on two
Yep.
douches on political thing.
That's the conservative gimps.
No, that's a
That's
different
on.
channel.
That's on Thursday
All
night.
right.
Is he?
Ah.
Is he? I'm not trying to be. How do I say it?
Go ahead and say it. We don't care.
I don't even know the word to say it. I don't even know the word to
I
say
already
it.
know what you're gonna ask. Go ahead and say it. Say it. Say it.
Mark, are you expecting snow?
We're trying to ask if he's a small
Hey.
person.
Are
Yes.
you expecting
Yes.
snow?
And it's cold outside. I've just been for a
So
sit.
it matters. the
Cold
degree.
outside. It's 9 degrees.
You
Well, it is
can't
here.
get into any amusement park. You can't ride any amusement rides. And if you walk around the pool table, you see the top of his head. So yes.
That's Bob Dempsey.
Yeah. If he goes to amusement, they say too short.
Because I never seen him stand up. I always see him from his chest up. So that's why I was asking.
Dude, a lot of people look a lot different in person when you see them in person.
Brendan, David wasn't saying goodbye. He was saying goodbye to Dominic.
Well, actually, I am going to say goodbye.
Oh, you're going too? Okay.
Yeah,
We're
it's
packing it
time
in.
to pack. It's
Pack
time
it
to
in,
pack
David.
it in.
Where are you
Yep.
going, Mr. David?
You gotta remember, it's a lot.
Oh, I've got to get up early tomorrow. It's relegation day.
Oh, okay.
I'm either going to be drowning my sorrows or celebrating tomorrow night.
Oh, when
And
you're crying.
let's-
I got that.
You
I
know,
got napkins here.
Brenda is the authority in the chat, and she's called it. So, thanks, Brenda, and good night.
Later.
Catch you later,
Night.
guys.
Night.
Later, David.
Yeah, but
So my son is actually really thinking about doing that, getting a 3D printer for his wife, so she could set up a Etsy. Cause I showed the things I made, like the shelving and all of that, and walked her through all the stuff. And she said it's pretty cool. She said give us something to do, you know. I said, but you're coming home. I said, wait till you get back. I said, because you're coming home. I said, it's probably be a lot better in a year. I said, there's another one coming out. I'll show you, but I'm not going to show them now. That Eufy Made's coming out. It's like it's a 3D printer type, but it has a laser printer and a 3D printer. It's another deal on it that you could take a stainless steel, like a thermos type, stick it in there, and it will actually etch the colors in and give it a little raise. It'll raise it and etch it in. I don't know how they do it, but it's all lasers, and it actually gives it a little feel, a little texture feel. And you could do that, or you could do a 3D print with it. Or other, there's gonna be 2 or 3 things you can do with it. And it's the same company that makes Anchor Make, that now the Eufy make. And this thing is unbelievable. But right now, if you buy it ahead of time, it's like $16.99 or $14.99. But that would be that's gonna be a pretty good deal, because you can make signs, you can make all kind of stuff with it.
Yeah, you can do some cool shit with the laser stuff.
Yeah, this thing, it's not just a laser, it does color. You see what I mean? It molds the color on it.
And probably just from the different temperatures, but it probably depends on the material that you're using as well.
Yeah, because they show it. They even show it on a mirror. Somebody did it on a mirror, and the way they made the design on the mirror, it makes it look like it's just infinity, keeps going back. It's crazy. It's a crazy thing.
Yeah, I gave Brad Alston, I gave him my Crashed Mini 2, because we were talking about, instead of putting skins on the drones, to do like a laser etching of like your channel logo or something like that, if you want to put a permanent mark on it.
Yeah.
Or like even like design a permanent type skin look to it and etch the body, and he did it, and it came out great. Everybody thought I was nuts when I came up with that idea. And he was like, well, I want to test it out. I said, well, I'll send you the Mini 2 that I had crashed. And I sent it to him and he sent me pictures of it. And yeah, he did a really good job on it. It didn't burn through the body or anything. And he put my old channel logo from my old channel on there. That's a test.
David's not here because I'll show this. This is the machine right here.
Oh, wow.
Now watch what it does when it goes back through it. And you can put a like a one of these.
Yeah, that'd have to be really precise because that's not thin ass cheap plastic too.
Yeah. Is that crazy looking? What?
Yeah. Let me look and see here.
That's nice.
That's
picture.
crazy.
Wow.
Yeah, that's gonna be like about. I think they're saying it's gonna be 2,200 when it comes out. Actually, it's gonna be 19.99 when it come out because it's 14.99. They've taken 600 off, so it's 20.99. If you buy it now, you can save $600. Here's another one right here. Let's show you. It's got 3D texture on it. Look at this. Watch. On that. A piece of metal. That crazy?
That's crazy.
See if I can find that picture. Brad sent me out a long time ago. Should still be in my messenger there.
Yeah, I'm telling you, if I'd like to know what it would cost to do that. Because it's a possibility. That was on wood. They could do it on wood and everything. But you get you a piece of something like that and you go out to one of these trailheads and you have stuff that you can make for them while they're there. And boy, you could probably make money. Especially even with coffee cups. Put a coffee cup on there and do a coffee cup. You know? Real fast, hand it to them.
Oh. Oh God. Download that. Let's see here. Let me find that picture.
See, when I see something like that, Paul, it makes me wish I was 20 years younger. Yeah, 20 years ago, they had a business with this already. I would have been doing it even if it was on the side.
Damn, I don't have that picture anymore. Used to have it. Oh, that sucks. It used to be in my thing. Not in there anymore.
The Viking Octantis. It's 3 miles south of the Black River right now.
Yep. So you're gonna have about 20 minutes to be up there.
And it's doing 10 knots, 10.8 knots.
Yeah, you about 20, 25 minutes max.
Oh, only takes Paul 2 minutes to get to the river.
Damn. 3 minutes. 3 minutes, he went in the gutter. I know better. I know better. I was thinking lime. But he introduced him. He said, this guy from Grand Rapids, Michigan, he's not moist.
Fuck's sake.
Okay, everybody, I think I'm going to call it and maybe get ready to go down there, huh?
Yeah, we knew you were going.
Why? We want to know what happened when you get back.
Well, if you want to keep it going, I'll be back afterwards.
Ain't got nothing to do.
You got nothing to do? We can keep it running.
All right, go.
It's up to you. Up to you,
go.
Joe.
He's gonna run it.
Go.
I'm going to heat up my sandwich. I'll be here.
Okay.
My free sandwich they gave me at Chick-fil-A yesterday because the guy screwed up. I mean, not at Chick-fil-A, at Cane's. I told him we needed some ketchup. The guy reached over there, grabbed ketchup, threw it in the bag, and I wasn't paying attention. He wasn't paying attention. Handed me the bag. I handed it to my son, and I'm driving down the street. I said, what was in that bag? Because I said, it's kind of heavy to have just ketchup in it. And he opened up and said, it was a chicken sandwich and fries. I said, okay. He had already got his food. See, they knew who I was.
Oh, dude, one time I was going through the drive-thru at McDonald's with my buddy, and we ordered 2 double cheeseburgers and a large fry to share, right? And we get up to the window, and they handed us these 2 big ass bags. I'm like, what the fuck is this? And then they handed us 2 drinks. I was like, and he just handed it to me. I wasn't thinking. I put it on the floor, and he goes, did we get everything? I look in, there's like 2 Big Macs, 2 large fries, looking a bunch of pies and shit. Like, I was like, yeah, we got everything. Go ahead and go. We fucking drove off, and we get down the road. He's like, what? He goes, because I said, you didn't notice he handed us 2 drinks. We didn't order drinks. He goes, I didn't even think about that. I was like, bro, there is a shit ton of food in here.
It was for the car behind him.
Once we put it in the car, you can't take it back. You know?
That was pre-COVID. This was back in like 2015 or 16.
Right now, that's how it is. If he makes a mistake, you can't give it back. You give it back to them, they're gonna throw it away.
Yeah, they tell you to keep it.
Oh, dude! And then one time during COVID, me and Sarah were trying to figure out what do we want for dinner. We're like, I don't know. And it was pouring rain outside, and I was like, fuck, dude, we didn't want to go to the store. And all of a sudden, I hear the doorbell ring. I'm like, what the fuck? So I go to the door because we weren't expecting anybody. I open the door, and all of a sudden, I see a Hungry Howie's car speeding off, and there's fucking 6 pizzas sitting on the ground in front of my house. Yeah. At the front door, because they weren't allowed to like talk to you. They had to drop it and go. And I picked up the pizzas, and I'm like, the fuck? And all there was a receipt. Had nobody's name, nothing on it. So I take them in the house, and I call up Hungry Howie's. I was like, I think you ordered delivered pizza to the wrong house. I said, some driver just dropped off 6 pizzas at my front door that are not mine. And they said, oh, crap. And he asked, I said, do you want my address? Do you want to come pick them up? He's like, no, we're not allowed to take them back. You guys can just have them. I was like, it's a
oh, nice.
Yeah, you can't take them back.
That was like at the height of COVID, like within the first like 4 or 5 months of COVID. Everybody was being super paranoid. And they told us, yeah, you can just keep them. We're not allowed to come back and get them from you. And so whoever's pizzas they were, they had to replace 6 pizzas and send it to the right house.
Yeah, that happens.
Well, like, it was pouring out though. The dude came up, just dropped them on the ground, rang the doorbell, and hauled ass to the car. By the time I got to the front door, he was speeding off.
Well, we were having a real bad weather. It was a tropical storm, actually, that was hitting the New Orleans area. And it wasn't bad enough to close anything down, but it was enough to wet everything, you know? So we're still working. And I've got a pretty short crew, but I've got an assistant manager. And she said, I looked at her, I said, you want to go or you want me to go? I said, I could go. I got a high car. So at the time I was driving Dexterra. She says, yeah, you take it. So I go to this one house, walking up to the house, all the water's coming down the driveway, all onto me. It's hitting me, it's coming down, hitting me so hard, it's bouncing up to my knees. That's how much water was coming down the driveway. knock on the door, open the door, hand the people the pizza. The dog reaches out and tries to bite me. Almost got bit at the same time. It was like, oh, you got to be kidding me.
Oh yeah, because if that pizza would have been delivered like pre-COVID, I guarantee they would have came back and picked it up.
Then I pissed off one of my drivers about a week later. He goes out to a house, and the mom's in the back, and it's like $8 order, right? About an $8 order. And the girl answers the young girl answers the door, and he says, here's the pizza, it's $8 and something. She says, his mom says, just give him that $20 bill and tell him thanks. Like this. Right? Give him the $20 bill and say thanks. Like this. So he takes it, comes home, and we get a call about 10 minutes later saying, and I know the driver, he didn't lie to me. Okay. She says, he didn't give us any change. Like that. And he said, well, that's what she told me. And I said, well, your daughter gave him the 20 and it said, thanks. Well, we didn't mean it that way. I told him, you gotta go bring it back.
What the hell would you think if somebody handed me $20 and I was delivering something? They just handed it to me and said thank you. I would have walked the fuck off too.
I told him, I said, look, I said, it's not worth the complaint because it's gonna. I said, when it gets to the air above us, it's gonna be worse. I said, go give her a change, like that. I said, just do what I ask, go do it. He went back, gave it a change. And he never got a tip out of it. She never gave him any tip, and then she mouthed off to him, right? He come back and he was pissed with me. I said, dude, I'm your best manager ever. You know that. I said, just chill a minute. I went in the tip jar and I gave him the money,
So he stole.
I said, I'll give you the money.
I'd rather that than have the customer all over you. No, this wasn't his. This tip jar was it was at the counter. Waitress like, I swear I put a $10 bill in there.
I said, I'd rather that happen. And that's the way I was with everybody.
Yeah, when I worked
Christmas time, we get big bonuses up.
When I worked at Walmart, when I was a manager there, you'd be surprised how many people would actually give you money, like when you helped them out to the car with the TV or something like that. And Walmart would always tell the employees, oh, you're not allowed to keep tips. You have to give it to us and turn it into the cash room because we'll donate it.
No,
and they would, no. I fucking told, when I'd go out there with an employee, I would tell them, just take it and put it in your pocket. Don't say shit. I was like, nobody's going to know. Just put it in your pocket and don't say anything. Ain't no damn cameras in the parking lots anyway, even though they got signs all over the parking lot saying there's cameras. There ain't shit out there.
Yeah, they can barely see what's inside.
I used to tell them all the time, I'm like, just put it in your pocket. Like if I was out there with an employee helping them, I would tell them, just give it to the employee. I'd hand it to him and say, here, keep it. I had a guy give me $20 in the parking lot one day just to factory reset his laptop for him.
Yeah.
Just to reinstall Windows for him. He just wanted a fresh install. He gave me $20 in the parking lot. I was like, technically I can't do it in here because they're gonna bitch. He goes, well, you mind meeting me out in the parking lot in like 20 minutes? I was like, yeah, sure. A break, walked out there, sat in his car for about 10 minutes.
That's all he wanted?
Yeah, he just wanted a fresh install of his Windows.
That's what they call it now?
Oh, shut up.
A fresh install? Well, part of it's right install.
Like, you imagine how many people, there used to be a lot of people that try to tip you and you'd hook cell phones up for them too. But, when you're inside the building, you don't want to take anything because you're on camera. So you just tell them no. But if you were out in the parking lot, I'd tell them, just take it. And put it in your pocket, and there's your lunch money. Fucking say anything. I don't think any company should tell you can't take tips. If somebody wants to tip you, that's their decision to do so. And for a company to tell you you have to give them the money, I think is bullshit.
Hey, Justin, I have a knife that is so sharp. Okay. I was cutting the sausage the other day,
Uh-huh.
and I looked to the side, and I felt it touch my fingernail, right? And when I felt it touch my fingernail, I couldn't stop fast enough. It took the whole fingernail completely off. Just went right through it.
Oh man.
Not on, I mean the tip, all the tip of it, all the way down to the tip of my finger. If I would have been a quarter of an inch either the other way, I'd have split all my finger open. It just went right gone. It was gone. I went, okay, you know.
Dude, like losing a nail hurts when it happens, but the next
Yeah.
day it really hurts. Like after it sits overnight and it's throbbing and shit. Oh my god.
Yeah, I was just lucky. I was just lucky that it went right along the edge, you know, on the angle, and just took the nail part off right at the tip. Instead of me having to trim it with clippers, I trimmed it that way. I mean, it was clean too.
Like
That's how sharp that knife is.
just like when you stub your toe, man, it hurts right then, but then the next morning,
Yeah. You take chicken breast, right? Take the chicken breast, it can be frozen anything. And it's like shoop, 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 shoop. It's about this long. It's got a round edge on it with a finger hole in the middle. It's a Japanese type, you know. Sharp as all get out. I
The
bought
best
one of those
ones.
I bought that thing about 6 years ago, 8 years ago. Got it in, used it one time. I said, "Oh hell no!" Bought 5 more
What's
and gave them to all my kids and kept. And I gave them to 5 people, different 5 people.
what's those knives? What is it called?
Ginzu.
No, what's something steel medastic or what is it called?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
It's the folded steel or whatever, where they keep folding it.
Yeah,
That there's only there's only like 4 to 6 people in the whole U.S. that are actually certified to actually have a certification to like make legit ones. And this
yeah.
one guy makes them, and he sells them for like 10 grand to like professional chefs.
Oh, I know.
They pay crazy amounts for these knives.
That's the way the Japanese make samurai swords.
Yeah, isn't it called Medastic steel or something like that?
Damascus.
Damascus, yeah, Damascus steel.
Mm.
Yeah, and it's got all the little lines in it from them folding it and shit. But this one guy I was watching on YouTube, he was talking about how he got started in it and everything, and he said he was only one of like 4 or 6 people in the whole U.S. that actually have the like worldwide certification that they give certain like metal makers or whatever you want to call them. There's a certification they can get if they're that good at it. And he was talking about how he's like, yeah, I spent like 50 hours on this knife, and talking about some chef was going to pay him like 8 grand for it. I was like, fuck, man.
Yeah, Nick, when he went up to Alaska, there was a guy that had a knife shop that did that, and it was Damascus steel knives. And what he would do, you go in and place an order with him, and he'd make it for you. And it took him a couple of weeks. He'd make it for you, and he'd send you the progress. You can go in and watch him if you want to sit there and watch him. Stop. And then what he did, Nick wanted to he wanted it set up to where it had Alaska where he was on it, and see if they could. So he'd have like a souvenir, but a really good knife. And the guy made it for him, and he said he used to go up there after work and watch him. He'd be working on a knife, you know. And I think it cost him about $300. It wasn't expensive. It's a little short one, but it's a fixed blade, and it's cool looking.
There's the boat coming in.
Okay, so there's
That's
not a certification for in the U.S., so he must have got it from somebody out of the country or something.
Yeah, that's the boat right there. And it's 7:18, so it's it's not dark yet. He's got about another half hour, 45 minutes of light.
He can fly in the dark there, no? He's part of 107, no?
Yeah.
Yeah, and he's he's
But-
got a strobe on it anyway.
Yeah, but he doesn't. His other problem is he doesn't know how to set the camera to change it to the nighttime. He shoots it in automatic, then he bitches about it, you know. And then there's no walking him through it because you have to walk through them every time.
Well, see, the thing is when you're setting, I mean, I'm not even a camera guy. I'm not really well known for doing shit like that. But I know that when you set a camera for nighttime, it's not just a one standard setting. You constantly have to adjust
You got
different types of lighting and stuff. So you can't just set it one initial time and it'd be good every single time. I know that much.
That's why they have auto, no?
Yeah, but the auto on the DJIs at night suck. There's so much noise in it. Like you have to go in and manually adjust it at nighttime to get a good video. And like I said, there's no standard setting that you can that Joe could sit with them and say, set it to this, this, and this, because every time you go out at night, the lighting conditions could be different. You know, there could be more light, less light. You know, it could be brighter because of a full moon, or it could be no moon and be really dark. So you have to constantly adjust all those settings. And Paul's not going to learn any of that.
Well, it's set it for lighter than it is anyway because of all the lights on the ship.
Now you might be able to come up with a close one that may work most of the time, but like I
See,
said,
what I do in football is I've got a base set that I know what I've got to shoot to keep the grain out of it, and then I got to do some little tweaks. You know, every stadium's a little different.
Yeah, because the different light types of lights and how many lights they might have and all that. And yeah, so it's just constant adjustment, and Paul just doesn't have the patience to learn anything.
Yeah, it is. In the north end zone, the south end zone in Mandeville, if you get anything within the 10-yard line, man, I better be shooting towards the north side. If I'm shooting on the angle, you can forget it. It's going to be dark. There's nothing you can do about it. You got to hope you get a shot, and you got to play with it. But they're putting that new scoreboard down there. It's going to be the whole width of the end zone. And when that thing lights up, that's going to put so much light on that end of the field. Probably going to be too much light.
Like I said before, Ed, I don't know how Paul even managed to set up a YouTube channel and connect it to Zoom.
Yeah.
I still to this day don't know how he figured out how to do that.
I don't know how he's still flying. Because if you watch the way he's flying, he's shaky with it now. He's getting closer and closer, going back and forth.
Yeah, I noticed that the last couple ships.
Yeah, it's something's distracting him. He's being distracted. I'm telling you, it's not his flying. I think it's more distraction. So it might be somebody talking to him. Because that happens sometimes. He said somebody came up and talked to him one day.
Well, the thing is like, there's no such thing as multitasking, but some people are better at switching back and forth between tasks.
Yeah.
Than others, and Paul's not one of those.
And you realize too, he's also trying to do the same thing that he does every time. So he's got to think about it. So he's thinking about it and he's wondering, did I have to do that? I guarantee you.
Well, and then sometimes, you know, he doesn't get down there in time, and then the ship's farther down, so then he has to
then he's
for
rushing.
that and all that. Yeah, when he has to rush, that's usually when Paul has an issue.
But I love his videos. He does good videos.
Yeah, I'll give it to Paul. Freehand going around the ships. He does a really good job of that, because that is hard to do around a stationary item, like a stationary object, let alone a moving object. Trying to freehand it around and make it look smooth. That's hard to do.
I tried to do that last Saturday and I got scared. I had to hit the panic button to come home.
You got scared?
I got scared. Yeah, it freaked me out.
Like the best way to practice is first pick something that's stationary, like maybe a water tower or something like that. Practice around that, and then
It was
try
our,
doing something kind of
our,
moving object
our,
if you want to do freehand. But I mean, if you did like the auto where it does like the orbits and shit, dude, it looks like a commercial. Like
Yeah.
it looks smooth. Like when I used to follow my car and I would do it and I would be doing about 30 and the Air 2 would, just be keeping up with the car. Dude, it would just
Yeah.
do these crazy wild swings out away from the car and shit. And it would look cool as fuck. Like it looked like a car commercial. You would have thought it was a
Yep.
car commercial. Just the way it would swing out, and it just looked so smooth when you put it in auto and let it do it itself.
Yep.
Because you don't know what it's going to do. Sometimes it swings way out. Sometimes it does a tight swing, but it always looks really cool when it's like you're doing a following a car with it.
yeah, I was going around the building and it was, our building here is all glass. It's our human resource building.
Uh-huh.
So I was trying to do it like aerobic going around it. And I got halfway and I panicked. So I just hit the freaking button, return to home.
Well, see, the problem I always had when I tried to do freehand is I would always do a nice smooth like orbit, but then I would get to a point sometimes I would be pushing the stick a little bit the wrong way and I'd start getting closer to the water tower.
Yeah, that's what happened to me.
Yeah.
I start far away and then I was coming in and in as I went around the building. Like I got halfway and I was like getting really close. So I just freaked out. I was like, oh shit.
Yeah, like I said, freehand, it's hard to do, and I'll give it to Paul. He's done really well at figuring it out because it's not hard. It's not easy to do, especially around a moving target. And those ships aren't like, they're not hauling ass, but they're moving, enough to where you gotta be smooth with it. See, if I was shooting the ships like Paul was, and it was me doing it, honestly, I would probably just use the auto orbit and let it just go around and do its own thing around the ship every time. Where he likes to do freehand. He doesn't like using any of those auto functions, Which it would scare me if Paul did decide to use one of them because it would lock onto the fucking ship and he might panic and it fucking keeps following the ship out into the ocean.
Go around the corner.
Because those ships aren't going fast enough to where it probably wouldn't lose its lock on it. So if you didn't know how to disengage it and just kept fucking following the ship,
just keep going. Follow the road.
But yeah, the auto, what do you want to call them? What are they called, Mark? The actual term for them?
The active track.
Yeah, active track. Yeah, active track's actually really cool though if you do ever use it.
Oh, that's the one where you do square the box and it follows you, right?
Yeah, it will lock onto you. I've tried it. I've tried to lock on to other drones.
The other one called quick shots.
Yeah, quick shots. But I've tried with the active track. Like I went to the park one day and we were going to test it, and I had my daughter throw up the Mini 2 and get it about 4 or 5 feet off the ground. And then I took the Air 2 and threw it up behind it about 10 or 15 feet up off the ground. Or no, it was about 20 or 30 feet. I got up above it and I tried to lock onto it, and the bitch recognized it was a drone. And it wouldn't let me do it.
Yeah, they don't lock onto other drones properly.
Nope. It would not do it at all. So then I had my daughter stand next to the Mini, like a few feet away from the Mini 2 on her scooter while it was still in the air, locked right onto her. No problem. And I was testing it because I really wanted to lock onto the Mini 2 and then fly the Mini 2 and let the Air 2 follow it. And I tried it for like good 30 minutes. I could not get that bitch to lock on there. It never actually said, oh, you're trying to lock onto a drone. It just said not able to lock onto this subject or something like that.
I wish they show a close up. I could see if he's flying around. Stop walking.
I thought I seen it earlier, going sideways. It's a beautiful ship, anyway.
It's overexposed.
You think there's people waving at the drone?
I don't know, depending on how close he is and whether they're outside or not. I don't think that drone or that ship. I don't know if there's actually balconies on the side or if it's just all windows. I can't remember. I've seen that ship before though.
There's the police ship right beside it.
No, there's a. I want to say Brenda might know. I think the cruise ships have to have like an escort through there.
They have a pilot.
Yeah, they have to have like a pilot escort through there. I don't
You'd
think
have
they're
to have
allowed
a pilot on it. I'm watching this,
What is
watching
that?
it now on Stream Time Live to see if I see a drone flying around.
Yeah, I think the captains have to have like a certain familiarity with that waterway.
Yeah.
Otherwise, they have to have a pilot boat with them. I could be wrong. I think that's what Paul said before.
They have, I
Something
think
or
they
another.
have, all of them have to have a pilot. It's like in Mississippi. You got to have a
I'm
pilot
not
once
sure.
they get here. Stop.
And it might just be for under the bridge too, you know. It might just be whenever they get near a bridge like that.
Depends on the draft of the ship and how deep the navigable channel is.
Which I think that's 40 or 50 feet deep, I think. Something like that.
Yeah, I don't see the drone at all. Real hazy too.
Yeah. Well, it always looks hazy when we're looking at it on Paul's TV. I'm not watching it on YouTube.
There's probably a mist in the air because it's raining, he said.
Because like I said, you're literally watching it through a computer screen, through a camera, through another screen, through a camera. Like the picture always looks blown out, like the sky on his TV.
Plus his TV's at the wrong angle.
Yeah. Depending on what is he on his other computer? Why is it turned all sideways? Like usually it's not facing that way.
He does that because of the glare.
Joe, you can just show him how to use OBS and he can just have it virtually up on the screen.
I ain't showing nothing.
Yeah.
I can't. I'm looking. I don't see a drone at all.
What if Jason's live? I'm just trying to figure out his cameras kept freezing on OBS last night.
He'll stop.
Because I was really thinking it was just because he's got so many cameras running through OBS. And then he got it working, and then it froze again right after he tried my suggestion. So then I looked it up on Google today to see if I could find some solutions, and I found a few and screenshotted them and sent them to him to try. But he's just right. He's running a lot of shit through his computer. I mean, a lot of shit. He's got a do what?
No, I just sneezed. Sorry.
Yeah, he's got a Stream Deck. He's got 2 Stream Deck pedals. He's got like 3 or 4 cameras he uses, a shit ton of overlays that he uses on his in his OBS. Yeah, he runs a lot of stuff.
All the security cameras.
No, they're not his security cameras. They're just different angles he likes to get in his room that he's running. He's got like 4 different like web type style cameras that he's using.
All right.
Right.
But the more sources you run in OBS, the more problems sometimes you can have, even though it allows you to do that. OBS can get a little finicky. Even Streamlabs, because it runs OBS, it will do the same thing. Does actually tell you too to delete sources when you're having issues to try to minimize the amount of sources you're running and different overlays and stuff. No, he's not live yet.
Well, who's not live yet?
Oh, Jason, I was just curious if he was
Oh.
live. He's usually live right about now. Usually between 7:30 and 8:30 he goes live. He does a lot of live streaming. Sometimes he'll do sometimes he'll do 2 or 3 a day.
Every time he does a job at home, he streams it.
Yeah. Yeah. He did really good. He did a really good job on that computer build, though, for being his first time. He didn't really run into any issues. But I told him, I said, dude, building a computer is pretty simple. Now, if you get into like those real extensive like water cooling systems, where you gotta, especially if it's one where you're custom doing it and you gotta like bend the glass tubes and shit, or the plastic tubes, whatever you're doing, that can be from what I've seen. I haven't done it, but I've seen videos on it, and that can be a little much.
Good evening, GDS. Good
What's up,
evening, Edward.
JDS?
Well, did you, Justin, did you see what Edward said about the ship?
They know they actually put a river pilot on the ship. Okay.
Oh, the river's not even that deep. It's only 70 feet. Wow.
Yeah, because Edward used to go diving in there all the time. That's why he knows that channel real well.
Oh.
So it's about 70 feet deep. That's pretty fucking deep, though.
Yeah. But,
The aircraft carrier probably wouldn't be able to go through there. That bitch sits like 100 feet under the water. If you work at the bottom of the ship on an aircraft carrier, dude, you'll be like 5 or 6 stories underwater.
That's crazy.
Yeah. People don't realize how tall those ships actually are because you only see the top of it. And then the flight deck sits, another, 6, 7 stories above it, where the admiral and everybody's at, then all the people that do all the flight stuff are all on the top of that tower. Those ships are fucking huge. You should see that new Gerald R. Ford when that thing is out running like 30 knots and all of a sudden it just turns on a fucking dime, dude. Talking about a ship that size that can turn like that. And nobody even knows the actual full. They've only ever claimed it could go up to 35, but the top speed's actually classified on it. They won't say how fast it can actually go. But it's known that it can go up to 35 knots, which is pretty fast for a ship that size.
Everybody gone?
Oh, he's all wet.
How'd it go?
Hey, it went. I think it turned out okay. I just gotta load the.
You put it up on the rain?
Yeah.
Brave man.
Fine line between brave and crazy.
I don't know. I've known a lot of people that have actually flown in the rain and said it never fucked their drone up, but I don't know. A lot of people were saying because of the motors, but then who was it that was saying? Was it what's his name? 400
You just don't
AGL.
want it sitting out in the rain very long.
I could see like being a problem stopped moving. I
Yeah.
can't see the water sitting in there when the propellants are going. You know what I mean?
Yeah, Mel from 400 AGL. He said something about water doesn't actually hurt the motors or something or another. He was explaining it one night, something about RC motors. I can't remember exactly what he said, but he said that they put them in water when they first start them or some shit. I can't remember exactly what he said. Something with water in the motors.
There's no actual electrical connections inside a motor. It's just a coil of wire and a magnet.
Oh yeah, I am soaked. my pants are wet all the way out, and you think I peed myself, you know?
I don't know. He explained it one night on Matt's because he said, "Oh, everybody keeps saying if you get the motors wet, it'll mess them up." And
Well, I've heard a lot of people that have put their drones in the drink, and then they put them in the refrigerator because the refrigerator sucks the moisture out. But I've never had that happen. So
I don't know. Every time I had an electronic get wet, I had a ice chest that had like 20,000 of those little moisture packets in it, and I just drop it in there and bury it in there.
did you guys see it go by on the camera?
Yeah, Joe was watching it.
Anything that's a desiccant.
We didn't see your drone, but Joe was watching it. We were just watching it on your TV. But Joe was watching it, and he said he couldn't see your drone.
He says, yeah, it does not kill the brushless, the motors.
Yeah, David, remember that, like I said, Mel was explaining it to because Mel's like really big into RC cars and shit. Like he builds them and stuff, and he was explaining it one night on Matt's. I just can't remember what he said.
Okay, guys.
Yeah.
Can you see that?
Yep.
Yeah, he's changed his name now. He's not called 400 AGL.
What's it now? I haven't talked to Mel in a long time.
Something to do with RC build or something.
RC cars. He's big into RC cars.
Oh, he's always been into RC cars, though.
He comes on Lloyd's quite a few times on a Monday.
Because he was into the cars before he was into drones because he ran a hobby shop. He was the manager of a hobby shop for a long time.
Yeah.
And it shut down. His buddy owned one.
Nobody waved at you?
That's raw out of the camera. There's nothing done to it.
Lloyd does the house quite regularly because of him building some crawlers for him.
David said, but it can suck rain inside and mess up the flight controller board. Yeah, that I could see. Yeah, definitely get corrosion on that.
It looks empty.
It might be. It might be going pick people up.
Pick people up, yeah.
Oh,
Or they
look at
could
those
be,
hot tubs, eh?
or they just might not be outside because it's nasty out. They might all be inside.
Or they might be having dinner. It's like 7 o'clock there, you know?
Yeah.
I wanted to see people in bikinis at the hot tub. Damn.
Wrong time of And you know how, dude, the cruises,
There's some people there.
the cruise prices for those ships are fucking insanely overpriced.
$3,000 or $4,000 a head.
Like, dude, you can go and get on the big cruise ships down in the Caribbeans for like a quarter of that. Like I see people get really good deals on cruises like down in the Caribbeans and stuff all the time. Even the Alaska cruises, I see people getting really good deals on those.
Good. My cousin goes on about 5 cruises a year.
Oh, there's a guy walking. I see.
another manager I worked at at Walmart. Her husband was retired like 30 something years in the military, and she was working at Walmart. And they went on so many cruises that they got to know the CEO of Carnival Cruise, like personally, to the point where they had his fucking phone number. And she showed me videos of them having private dinners with him and shit, because they were going on so many damn cruises every year. They would go on a cruise like every couple months. And they've been doing it for like 15, 20 years or some shit, her and her husband.
Yeah, he just can't get away from the sea. He used to be on one of the nuclear subs.
He was in the
He was
Army, I think.
Lieutenant in the Navy.
Her husband was in the Army because she was actually British. She met him when he was stationed over in England, in the UK. And then she moved over here with him. She actually had been on a work visa for like over 20 years and just got her citizenship a few years ago. When you got it, she came into Walmart. She was all proud of herself. She's like, "Look what I got done." It's like 3 or 4 years ago. But yeah, she's a really nice lady. And then
That's
they go
the
to
raw video. What'd you guys think?
Didn't look bad. And then she goes to England about once every year or two, visit her family. Apparently, her husband, she said, got bitched at because he got photos of the royal family at some point where he wasn't supposed to get the photos, and apparently he posted them on Facebook. And they got some kind of like thing from the English government about it or something another. I don't know exactly what it was about. She was telling me that he got bitched at apparently about some photos he took. I don't know what the rules are on that, but I can't remember exactly what she said, but it was like 4 or 5 years ago she told me about that.
Well, that'll give me something to play with tonight, Joe.
What you said?
That was a nice video, Paul.
I didn't hear you.
I said that'll give me something to play with tonight. Edit.
Don't want to know that.
6:30 tomorrow morning.
We don't know nothing you're playing with.
Let what?
We don't want to know nothing you're playing with.
Yeah, but I could, because my pants are all wet now. You know, it's like.
We were talking about.
I'm soaked from here down. My jacket is soaked from there up. You know.
No, I got almost everything else.
They make the pins for that.
Joe, you were muted. What were you saying?
I said they make the pins for that.
Well, you know, I never believed in those because it all depends upon what you're doing. You know.
Yeah, see Uncle Bill.
Hey Z, how you doing?
She was on the game. Oh, this
I just get rid of the cough, I'll be okay.
This internet is so much better.
Well, now that I reported back, what do you guys think? You want to pack it in or keep going?
I'm about to jump off.
Justin
I think
wants
I am.
to
I'm
leave.
I'm gonna get some medicine in me.
Okay, Joe. Ed,
Okay.
thanks for being here, buddy.
No problem.
Later.
Mark,
Nice video.
stay out
See
of
you guys in the
trouble.
morning.
We'll see all you guys again in the morning.